Hello everyone, welcome to Chapters and welcome to another important current affairs weekly revision session in which we are going to revise the important week of month of March 2026. So my dear friends, if I am audible and visible to all of you, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box so that we can start with the today's session. If I am audible and visible, please give me a thumbs up so that we can ensure that all the technicalities of the session are good and we are good to go with the revision of the today's session. So let me tell you that we are already done with the 2 weeks of the month of March 2026 for the RBI Grade B officer examination. We have already covered the current affairs of the 1st to 17th of March 2026, and today we are going to cover the current affairs of 18th to 25th of March 2026. So if everybody has covered the previous 2 weeks, that is 1st to 17th of March 2026, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box that yes, we are done with that and we are quite sure that we have not just completed these current affairs sessions and revised the PDFs, but we have also attempted the MCQs on the same. So good afternoon Kashish, Pratyush, ABC, Kavya and all the people who have joined us live today in this session. Guys, once again warm welcome to all of you in the today's session. And here we are going to cover the 18th to 25th of March 2026. So my dear friends, when it comes to the current affairs chapters, we basically running this weekly current affair revision series where we have already completed the month of April completely, right? We have covered the 1st to 17th of March and yesterday we had 1st to 7th of May. I believe that everybody of you have covered all these important part with the revision of the PDFs and solving the MCQs. Okay, I can see in the chat box Herschel, Kashish, ABC, Kavya, everybody saying that yes, it's been revised. That's really great, my dear friends. Now today we are going to cover the 18th to 25th of March 2026. So let's start the session, and let me tell you here that at chapters we cover the current affairs chapter in the two parts, that is a phase 1 and 2, and the other one is basically the phase 1 only, right? The phase 1 and 2 comprises of schemes, reports, RBI notifications, ESI and finance current affairs, and the phase 1 comprises of the articles which are not related to the syllabus, for example sports, defense, awards, exercises. Clear everyone? I hope that this clarification is basically clear to everybody that how we are going to cover these current affair chapters at the chapters, right? So let's start the session, and here the very first news article is on the small hydropower development scheme. So my dear friends, I hope that all of you are really ready for the today's session. Let me again tell you very important part that there is no requirement of creating your own notes, right? Please make sure that you are not making any of the notes. You are just required to listen to me carefully, watch the screen that I am showing to all of you on the screen, right? And additionally, please ensure that your fingers are on the keyboard so that whenever I am asking you the question, you are giving me the answers in the chat box. Clear? So let's start with the very first article, and the article is on the small hydropower development scheme. So Union Cabinet has approved the small hydropower development scheme for the fiscal year 26-27 to 2030-31 with an outlay of rupees 2,584.6 crores to install small hydropower projects of about 1500 megawatt capacity. So my dear friends, let me tell you that you must have heard about the huge dams which have been created in our country. For example, there is a Bhakra Nangal Dam, right? There is a Tihri Dam. So these are quite a very large dams which are basically having the capacity of, fulfilling the power requirements of a particular city or the group of cities, right? But let me tell you that when it comes to these hydropower projects which are the part of the SHP development scheme, these are not that much big, right? They are basically the kind of small hydropower projects which are only going to fulfill the requirements of a particular village, right, in the hilly areas or the plain areas. So these are only these kind of very small hydropower projects, right? So I will be telling you that in a very detailed manner, like how exactly they are going to work. Now first of all, the question is about the hydropower. So what exactly we cover, why exactly we set up these dams? Because my dear friends, you can see that the water is flowing at a certain pace, right, in the rivers, in the water streams. So what exactly we do is we set up a dam over there, and we basically convert the energy of this flowing water into the electricity, and we generate the power, and this power is basically been provided to the to fulfill the requirements of that particular area. I hope that this part is clear to everyone, right? Now let me tell you here, let's take an example that there is a big kitchen, right? That there is a big kitchen in your area. There is a big kitchen and it is having the capacity of fulfilling the eating demands of the entire city. It can easily provide food to 1000 to 2000 people. Very easily it can provide the food. And let's take an example that there is a small kitchen. There is a small kitchen who is basically having the capability to fulfill the demands and the requirements of a particular colony or the sector where hardly 100 people are living. So this is basically the example of the big hydropower project, and this is the example of the small hydropower project that we are trying to cover in this particular article. Right? Now, when, my dear friends, you transfer the electricity or the power from one place to the another, in the transmission of the power there is a transmission loss. Let's take an example that you are in your home, right? And this is basically a winter day. On a winter day you are at your home, right? So now you are having a guest at your house and you are ordering a tea. You are ordering a tea from outside because LPG was not there at your home. So what exactly can happen that this particular place is 20 kilometers away from your home, right? Till the time the tea will be coming to your house and it will be delivered to you, what do you think that it will be hotter in nature in the similar manner it was at this particular place, or it will become less hot, it will lose its heat? So definitely it will be losing its heat, right? So that's where, my dear friends, in the similar way, when we are transmitting the power from one place to the another, there is a loss of energy. Clear? So what exactly we are trying to do is, we are basically trying to create these small kitchens. If a person is ordering a tea from here and it is basically hardly a gully away, a lane away, or just hardly a kilometer away, so we will be getting everything without any transmission losses. Clear? So that is something that we are trying to do here as a part of the small hydropower project. And why exactly we are focusing on the hydropower? We are focusing on it because the hydropower is a renewable source of energy. We are not damaging the environment in any way. So that's why we are focusing on it. I hope that till now the concept of the small hydropower is very much clear to all of you, right? So the small hydropower development scheme has been launched for a period of 2026-27 to 2030-31 with an outlay of 2584.6 crores. And we will be installing the projects about 1500 megawatt. But what exactly will be the individual capacity of these projects? That is 1 to 25 megawatt capacity only. So the scheme supports small hydropower projects of 1 to 25 megawatt capacity to come up in the different states with focus on hilly and the northeastern states having high potential. Now the northeastern states and border districts, 3.6 crore megawatt or 30% of the project cost capped at rupees 30 crores. So my dear friends, you can see that in the northeastern states what we are trying to do is, and the border districts, we will be providing the assistance of 3.6 crore per megawatt or 30% of the project cost, whichever is lower. And let me tell you that this total amount of financial assistance is capped at rupees 30 crore per project only. And the other states, there will be 2.4 crore per megawatt or 20% of the project cost, where it is capped at rupees 20 crore per project. So you can see here that in the northeastern states and the border districts, what is the amount? It is 3.6 crore per megawatt, right? And what is the maximum amount? We can have 30% of the project cost or the 30 crore, whichever is lower. And then in the other states, it will be 2.4 crore. Why exactly we are providing more to the northeastern states and the border districts? The reason behind that is basically, you know that in the hilly areas, the commutation is very difficult. If we are carrying a water bottle and you are taking it to the border district or the border area, the 10 rupees bottle will now cost rupees 13. Why? Because of the transportation cost has been added to it. That is why things become really expensive, little bit expensive when it is moving from that place to the area which is hard to access. Now my dear friends, let's move ahead. 2532 crore has been allocated for the project support, expected to attract 15,000 crores investment and promote clean energy and rural development. So we are focusing on the clean energy. 2532 crore has been allocated for the project support and we are expecting to attract 15,000 crore also as a part of the investment. But there is one condition that the government of India has applied to it, and what is that condition? It is that 100% indigenous plant and machinery is required to be used, because we are supporting the Atmanirbhar Bharat. That is why we have to ensure 100% indigenous plant and machinery support will be provided, right? It incentivizes the states to prepare the detailed project report. My dear friends, whenever you are creating your house, you always having the blueprint of the house, right? Always having the blueprint of the house, that okay, in this particular house, in what area will be the washroom, in what area will be the kitchen, in what area will be the lobby, in what area will be the dining room, your bedrooms, your playing area, your studying area, and everything. Similarly, these states are required to prepare the detailed project report about that particular project, and they will be creating the project for about 200 projects to create a pipeline of small hydro projects in the future. So it's not just that we are only creating one. No, we will be having, the chain of different projects, a small hydropower projects in these places. Now rupees 30 crore has been allocated to support preparation of the detailed project reports for about 200 projects to build a future pipeline. We are expecting to generate 51 lakh percentage of employment during construction. So guys, when these projects will be created, what will happen? That people will be, the people who are working in these areas, so they will be eating food, they will be having water, then some transportation is also required, some other things are also required. So basically it will lead to creation of so many jobs across the different areas. So that amount is 51 lakh percentage of the employment can be generated with the help of these small hydro project schemes. So these are decentralized, reducing the need for long transmission lines and lowering transmission losses. I already told you this, that in the small hydropower projects we are going to provide the power and fulfill the power requirements of the nearby area only. Okay. Now the scheme promotes environmentally sustainable energy by avoiding the large scale land acquisition, deforestation, displacement. It supports socio-economic development of the report areas and offers long lifespans, 40 to over 60 years. So these projects are not of small life. No, we are we are promoting the projects which are having the big life, that is 40 to 60 years. Clear everyone? So I hope that this scheme is very much clear to all of you. Now let's try to understand again. So please quickly tell me in the chat box. Now I want all of you to participate in this. And now tell me what is the timeline of the scheme. The timeline of the scheme is 26, 27 to 2030, 31. What is the total amount of allocation? 2584.6 crores. Right? What is the capacity of a particular project? It will be 1 to 25 megawatt capacity. Right? In the northeastern states, what is that amount that we are providing per megawatt? 3.6 crore per megawatt. And what is the cap on the project cost? 30% or rupees 30 crores. Right? Then we are having the other states, it is 2.4 crores. Then 2532 crore has been allocated for the project support, and it is expected to attract 51,000 crores of investments. And what percentage of indigenous plant and machinery we will be using here? That is 100%. Absolutely right. What amount will be allocated to support preparation of the detailed project report? That is 30 crores. Clear everyone? Everybody clear? Everybody clear? Okay. So let's move on to the Drishyam round of this part. Let me switch on the annotations. Okay, we are good to go now. So please quickly tell me here, my dear friends, the Union Cabinet has approved the small hydropower development scheme for, what is the timeline? 26, 27 to 2030, 31. Absolutely right. With an outlay of 2584 crores. 2584 crores. And what is the capacity? Up to 1500 megawatt capacity. What is individual capacity? 1 to 25 megawatt. Northeastern states and project border districts will be provided 3.6 crore per megawatt. Cabinet rupees 30 crore per project. Other states 2.4 crore per megawatt and rupees 20 crore per project. Dash allocated for project support, expected to attract 15,000 crore investment and promote clean energy and rural development. So what is the right answer here? How much amount we are providing? 2532 crores. Absolutely right. Clear? The scheme mandates the use of 100% of the indigenous plant and machinery. dash allocated to support preparation of the detailed project reports. How much amount? Rupees 30 crore we are providing this. Absolutely right. Well done everyone. Everybody has given me the right answer. Now my dear friends, the next part is really very interesting. Let me tell you a particular chain first of all before moving on to that. A chain of wheat to becoming a sandwich. A chain of wheat to becoming a sandwich, right? My dear friends, you all know about the wheat, right? From the wheat we create flour. From the flour we create flour dung. From the flour dung we create bread. From the bread we create its slices. And from the slices we create the sandwich, right? Everybody is clear with this part? Everybody is able to understand it? Now let me tell you my dear friends, in the similar manner we are having the complete cycle of the solar cells. Most of you only understand the solar cells or the solar panels, right? Let me tell you the complete cycle of this. So basically guys, first of all it is a polysilicon. The polysilicon is basically converted into the ingot. Now ingots are basically the solid blocks of a particular material. Now the ingots are basically sliced into the very thin sheets which are called the wafers. Now these wafers are then melted to create cells. Now these cells are been implanted on a particular panel that we call module. Clear everyone? I hope that this particular cycle is very much clear. Just like from wheat to the sandwich, we have discussed the polysilicon to the solar module, right? Now let's move on to this article. Now you will be able to understand it in a complete manner. So the government has extended the ALMM framework to solar ingots and wafers. So Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has expanded the approved list of models and manufacturers framework by introducing ALMM list 3 for the solar ingots and wafers. So let's take an example. In order to understand that, my dear friends, let me tell you that what is the significance of this list. Let's take an example that there is a school. And the school says to the students that, okay, you are only required to purchase the classmate copies because its paper quality is really good. We want that the students are having the premium experience in the school. So basically we are ensuring that every student is having the classmate copy, that's it. Every student is required to have a classmate copy only. And the student is required to purchase this copy from the XYZ shop. You must be having a Natraj pencil, non-dust eraser, right? So basically the school creates a complete list that, okay, these are the products that the student is required to bring when the student is coming to the class. Clear? Why? Because these products are having the particular quality and this quality is going to help them in getting a better study plan. Clear everyone? Now how exactly we can relate this to this example? Like Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has expanded the approved list of the models and manufacturers framework by introducing ALMM list 3 for solar ingots and wafers. Let me tell you my dear friends, what was happening is that you all know that these solar cells and the solar modules are being used in which areas? They are used in the solar panels. They absorb the solar energy converted into the electricity, right? So if the material which we are using in order to create these solar panels, when they are not having the better efficiency to convert the solar energy into the electricity, then it is of no use, right? And we want that there is an optimum level and this operation should be carrying forward in a better manner, right? There should not be any kind of issue and there should not be any kind of breakdown in these solar cells or panels due to the bad quality of the products which are being used. That is why government always provides that, okay, as a part of this, you have to ensure that you are purchasing this XYZ material only of this quality only and from these manufacturers only, because these manufacturers are known for their better quality. Understanding the point? So now under this list, the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has also added the solar ingots and wafers. Let me tell you that earlier only the cells and modules were the part. Only the solar cells and modules were the part of this particular list, but now these have also been added to this list. The new provision will come into effect from 1st of June to 2028 with grandfathering provisions for projects already in the pipeline. Now you must be having a question, ki sir, what is this grandfathering provision? Okay, let me give you an example that there is a coaching industry, right? It says that from the 1st of May onwards, we will be conducting the classes and the course price for the people will be rupees 10,000. Now there were already some students who were enrolled to the course at a price of 7,000. Now they were like, sir, are we also required to pay these 3,000 more in order to get the access to the course? So basically coaching institute says that no, you don't need to do that because you have already enrolled to our course, so the rules are not changing for you. You can basically carry forward your learning at the same cost only. Don't worry about that. So basically this provision is called grandfathering provision. Now how exactly it is related to this particular original article, let me tell you that there were some different projects which were already carrying forward with the old rules when these solar ingots and wafers were not the part of the ALMM list. So now the government has added the solar ingot and wafer to that list. So basically the projects which were earlier going already on, so these projects were not these projects are exempted from using these kind of typical quality of solar ingots and wafers and from those XYZ manufacturers only. Are you guys getting the point? So that is what the grandfathering provision, it means allowing existing or ongoing projects to continue under old rules even after the new rules are introduced. That's all from this article. Clear? The move amends extends mandatory domestic sourcing requirements to ingots and wafers to reduce the import dependency and strengthen domestic manufacturing. Now why exactly ingots and wafers are being added to this list? The reason behind that is because what was happening is that earlier we were importing these ingots and wafers. That the quality that in India we are producing of these ingots and wafers are not good quality. So we were importing it from the outside country. Now again what is happening? We are becoming dependent on them. We are getting dependent on the imports only. So that's why to reduce the import dependency, we have included the ingots and wafers into this particular list. It is a part of the Make in India process and making India independent, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Getting it? Now the cutoff date is 7 days after the publication of the initial ALMM list 3. So basically it says that when the ALMM list 3 will be released by the government, after 7 days of that we will be getting the bids under the section 63 of the Electricity Act 2003 about the usage of the compliant wafers after this date, right? So how exactly these wafers can be used, we will be providing the bids after 7 days after the publication of the list. The manufacturers must have equivalent ingot manufacturing capacity to be enlisted for wafers promoting upstream integration. So basically we have to also ensure that if we are adding a manufacturer to the ALMM list, we have to ensure that these manufacturers are having a particular capacity so that they can ensure the continuance in the fulfillment of the demand. Now ALMM list 1 will include only modules made from ALMM listed cells and the wafers from the effective date. ALMM Order 2019 is a quality and reliability framework ensuring solar equipment meets domestic standards and applies to projects under Section 63 of the Electricity Act 2003 as well as the net metering and open access projects. So my dear friends, this ALMM Order 2019 is a quality and reliability framework, and when it comes to the ALMM list, we are having the 3 lists, right? I told you that in the ALMM 3 list, we are adding ingots and wafers. So the ALMM list 1 is about which part? It is about the solar PV modules that meet the domestic quality and reliability standards. The ALMM list 2 includes approved manufacturers of the solar PV cells. So earlier in the part 1, these are PV modules. Now we are having the solar PV cells. In the ALMM list 3, we are having the solar ingots and wafers. So I told you that cycle. First it is the polysilicon, then solar ingot, then wafer, then it is basically converted into what? The cells and the modules. So the module is the top one, so it is on the list 1. Then comes the cell, it is on the list 2. Then come the ingots and wafers, these are on the list 3 of the ALMM, that is approved list of models and manufacturers. Clear to everyone? Are you guys getting this point? Are you guys able to understand this point? So we are done with this article. So now let's try to move ahead. First of all, please remember the full form of ALMM also, that is the approved list of models and manufacturers. Clear everyone? So let's start. So please quickly answer these questions in the chat box. Dash expanded the Dash ALMM framework. What is the name of that? That is the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Expanded the ALMM framework. What exactly ALMM stands for? Approved list of models and manufacturers. By introducing ALMM list 3 for the solar ingots and wafers. The new provisions will come into effect from 1st June 2028. Now there is a grandfathering provision also that we have already discussed. The cutoff date, that is 7 days after the publication of the initial ALMM list 3. Now the ALMM list, the list 1 is about the solar PV modules. List 2 is about the solar PV cells. ALMM list 3 is the newly introduced list for Dash. Now it is for ingots and wafers. Clear everyone? Everybody is able to understand it from examination point of view. Are you guys able to answer these questions? I hope that everybody is getting it. Okay, that's good. Now let's move on to the next article. So the next article is on the Krishi Sakhi initiative. Krishi Sakhi initiative, guys. Krishi Sakhi. So it has been launched to promote women's participation in the agriculture. My dear friends, whenever we talk about the agriculture, what comes in our mind? That is the male farmer. But let me tell you that as a part of the family of the farmer family, the women are also giving their particular inputs in completing the farmer activities, right? They are really, doing a lot of chores related to the farming activity. For example, seed sowing, it can be related to other activities as well and related to the farmers, right? But let me tell you here, when it comes to our mind, only male farmers comes. We are never thinking about the female farmers. So that's why we want to promote women's participation in the agriculture, and we want to recognize their role in the agriculture, and that is why the Krishi Sakhi initiative has been launched. Now the Agriculture Insurance Company of India has launched the Krishi Sakhi initiative to empower women farmers and promote inclusive growth in the agriculture sector. We want to empower the women farmers. It includes a series of structured month-wise activities conducted across AIC's head office and regional offices. So Agriculture Insurance Company will be conducting so many activities for the month to create awareness, increase participation of women in the agriculture. So basically women will be made more, more aware about how the insurance works in the farming, right? About the crop insurances, about the recognizing their contribution to the sector. And this initiative of the Krishi Sakhi is aligned with the declaration of 2026. My dear friends, you will be glad to understand that Food and Agriculture Organization and the United Nations have decided 2026 as the International Year of the Women Farmer. So we are promoting the women farmers under the Krishi Sakhi initiative. Clear? 2026 is the year of International Year of the Women Farmers by the United Nations. Clear everyone? Clear to all? Let's try to answer this question now. What is the name of the initiative which has been launched to promote women's participation in the agriculture? That is Krishi Sakhi. Krishi Sakhi is the right answer. Now what is the name of that organization which has launched the Krishi Sakhi initiative? It is Agriculture Insurance Company. Right? Now please tell me which year we are celebrating as International Year of Women Farmer. That is 2026. Absolutely right. That's all from this news article. Now let's move on to the next article. My dear friends, again the Jal Jeevan Mission 2 is there. We have already covered so many times. Can you guys please tell me in the chat box that what is the extended timeline for the Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0? It was December 2028, right? December 2028. Absolutely right. So Uttar Pradesh has also signed an MOU. So till now we have covered so many states which have signed an MOU as the reform linked MOUs under the JJM 2.0. Do you guys want me to cover this article again? So Kavya, Harshal, Ikigai, Kashish, Material Share, Pratyush, everybody has given me the right answer to the question. So guys, yes, we are already done with this news article. So there is no requirement of covering it again because all these details are quite similar, right? Just remember the name of the state, another name of the state which is there. Clear everyone? So we are moving on after everybody has taken the decision here that yes, we are not required to cover it again. Moving ahead to the next article. Now this is very, very important, guys. औद्योगिक विकास योजना फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क डेवलपमेंट. Bharat Audyogik Vikas Yojana for Industrial Park Development. Now let me tell you, my dear friend, let me give you an example. Let me give you a land. Right? I want you that everybody of you, please ensure that if you want to prepare for the examination, you have to shift to a new house. Right? Now I am giving you the land and you have to set up your own house there. That's it. You have to set up your own house. That means you will be constructing the complete house. Basically, first of all, you have got the land from me. Okay, that's good. Then you have to bring all the bricks. You have to bring all the cement and everything which is required to construct the house. You have to arrange the people to construct the house. You have to make the blueprint. You have to go to the architecture and everything. Right? Now, this is the one situation. Now, I am giving you the another situation. That okay, if you want to prepare for the RBI Grade B officer exam, right? So you have to shift. Now I am giving you already furnished apartment. I am already giving you an apartment, right? This is a already constructed apartment with all the rooms, washroom, kitchen, lobby area, dining area, your study area, your dining area, everything is there. So which will be more comfortable for you? Which will be more comfortable for you, the scenario 1 or the scenario 2? Please tell me in the chat box. Everybody is saying that scenario 2, right? Because it is easy. The house has already been created, constructed. We are just required to move in there, right? And then we can definitely study well. So basically, my dear friends, let me tell you, in our own country, there are so many people who are interested in creating the industries. But what happens is that government says that okay, on which land you will be creating them, or whether there will be sheds or not, whether there will be proper drainage facilities or not, whether there will be proper supply of water, electricity and everything or not, right? So this is the one scenario. Now in the another scenario, government is saying that okay, we have already created a particular infrastructure of the industry, right? So the land is already there, a pre-approved land is there, the facilities also been created, the sheds are also there, the water supply is there, electricity supply is there, everything is there. You just need to bring your machines and you have to start producing. That's it. So the second option is always going to be very, very useful for the people who want to set up industries, right? So this is what we are doing on the Bhavya Yojana, guys. हमने क्या किया, इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क डेवलपमेंट को एकदम भव्य बना दिया. कैसे? लेट मी टेल यू, भारत औद्योगिक विकास योजना. That means we are doing the vikas of audyogik, that is industries. So we are doing it for the industrial park development. Union Cabinet has approved the Bhavya scheme, that is Bharat Audyogik Vikas Yojana, with an allocation of 33,660 crores to develop 100 plug and play industrial parks across the country. So what exactly means the plug and play? That I already told you, that you just need to bring your machines into this facility, that's all. Because everything is already been there. The land is there, the building is there, the sheds are there, water supply is there, electricity supply is there, everything is there. That's it. You just need to pay for the facility and you just need to bring in to your machines, that's it. And just start producing. Clear? So the aim is to create world-class industrial infrastructure, boost manufacturing and accelerate industrial growth in line with the Viksit Bharat. So the Bhavya will be implemented in partnership with the states and private sector, building on the success of industrial smart cities developed under the National Industrial Corridor Development Program. So guys, under the National Industrial Corridor Development Program, we are already having such kind of industrial smart cities, and we want to tap on the success of them, and we are creating such kind of 100 plug and play industrial parks across the country. Clear, everyone? Now the scheme will be extended to all the states and union territories. The scheme will be extended to all the states and union territories. Clear? Clear to all? The key features includes the ease of doing business, because now the less amount of time will be taken place for them to just bring their machines and start producing. There will be single window system, investor friendly reforms are there. It will generate large scale employment, promote cluster based industrial development. Industrial parks of 100 to 1000 acres will provide pre-approved land ready infrastructure, integrated services to enable faster industrial operations. So if they just want that, government say that okay, you just come and just start your industrial operation, that's it. आप आओ और अपना industrial process start करो, that's it. We are having everything. already created. So the financial support up to rupees 1 crore per acre will be provided for the core infrastructure and the value-added infrastructure. Now what is the core infrastructure, guys? It is the internal roads. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आप मारुति सुजुकी के प्लांट में जाएंगे, ठीक है, व्हेन यू विल बी गोइंग टू द मारुति सुजुकी प्लांट, यू विल सी दैट दिस इज अ वेरी बिग फैक्ट्री, राइट, एंड इनसाइड द फैक्ट्री देयर आर सो मेनी roads as well, internal roads are as well, right? So the internal roads, underground utilities, drainage and common treatment facilities are already the part. Then value-added infrastructure like ready built factory sheds, the factory sheds are there, built to suit units are there, testing labs are there, warehouses are there, so everything is already been created. So value-added infrastructure, social infrastructure, that is worker housing and support amenities. For example, that see, if we are setting up such kind of big company or big factory, what will happen? We also need to ensure that the workers who will be coming to this factory, they need houses to live, right? So they need houses to live, so we will be setting their houses as well. Now the external infrastructure support of 25% of the project cost will also be there. The project selection will be through the challenge mode to ensure high quality and investment ready proposals. पार्क्स विल फॉलो पीएम गति शक्ति प्रिंसिपल्स फॉर मल्टी मॉडल कनेक्टिविटी. तो हमें इंश्योर करना है कि जो पार्क्स होंगे ये पीएम गति शक्ति प्रिंसिपल को फॉलो करेंगे. दैट मीन्स मल्टीपल कनेक्टिविटी होगी उनकी, राइट, एंड इंक्लूड सस्टेनेबल फीचर्स लाइक ग्रीन एनर्जी एंड अंडरग्राउंड यूटिलिटी कॉरिडोर्स. The beneficiaries will be two, that is the primary and the secondary. Primary beneficiaries are manufacturing units, MSMEs, startups, global investors. सेकेंडरी बेनिफिशियरीज कौन से होंगे? जिन लोगों को वहाँ एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिलेगा, दैट इज वर्कर्स, लॉजिस्टिक प्रोवाइडर्स, सर्विस सेक्टर एंटरप्राइजेज एंड लोकल कम्युनिटीज. क्लियर एवरीवन? सो वी हैव कंप्लीटेड दिस एंटायर आर्टिकल इन अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल मैनर. सो आई होप दैट सृष्टि, काव्य की गई, कशिश, प्रत्युष, देन मटेरियल शेयर, प्रत्युष, हर्षल, एवरीबडी ऑफ यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड इट, राइट? क्लियर एवरीवन? सो भव्य योजना फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क डेवलपमेंट. तो कैसे हमने इसको भव्य बनाया? By already providing them these kind of already set up units where they can just come and start doing their industrial operations. So this is having, now I want all of you to give me the answers in the chat box. What exactly Bhavya stands for? Bhavya stands for Bharat Audyogik Vikas Yojana. What is the allocation? 33,660 crores. How many plug and play industrial parks we will be setting across the country? 600 plug and play industrial parks. The aim is to create world class industrial infrastructure. It will be implemented in partnership with the state and private sector. The scheme will extend to all states and union territories, right? It will promote ease of doing business, large scale employment. Industrial parks की क्या range है? 100 to 1000 crores is the range of the industrial parks. पर एकड़ कितना सपोर्ट मिलेगा? 1 करोड़ का मिलेगा. किस किस सेक्टर के लिए मिलेगा? कोर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए, वैल्यू एडेड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए और सोशल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए. ठीक है. एक्सटर्नल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सपोर्ट चाहिए, उसके लिए दे विल बी गेटिंग व्हाट परसेंटेज ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट? दैट इज 25% सपोर्ट. क्लियर? नाउ पार्क्स विल फॉलो पीएम गति शक्ति प्रिंसिपल्स फॉर द मल्टी मॉडल कनेक्टिविटी एंड इंक्लूड सस्टेनेबल फीचर्स. द बेनिफिशियरीज विल इंक्लूड प्राइमरी बेनिफिशियरी एंड द सेकेंडरी बेनिफिशियरी. सो डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ बेनिफिशियरीज विल बी देयर एज अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस. Clear everyone? Everybody, are you guys able to understand it? Please tell me, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box if yes. So now before moving on to the next article, let's try to answer the questions of that. So my dear friends, we have already covered the name of that state, that was Uttar Pradesh, right? Yes, Uttar Pradesh is the right answer. So what is the right answer? UP is the right answer, which signed the reform linked MOU under the Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0, which is having the deadline of December 2028. Absolutely right, this is the right answer. Moving to the next part. Bhavya, my dear friends, Bhavya stands for भारत औद्योगिक विकास योजना. बिल्कुल सही जवाब. ये हमने किसके लिए किया है? फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल पार्क डेवलपमेंट. सो विद एन एलोकेशन, व्हाट इज एलोकेशन? 33,660 crores. Absolutely right. It will be implemented in partnership with the states and private sector, building on the success of industrial cities developed under the National Industrial Development Corridor Program. Clear? The scheme will extend to all the states and union territories. Absolutely right. Now the key features. It promotes dash through the streamlined approvals. That is ease of doing business को promote करेगा. Industrial parks of 100 to 1000 acres will provide pre-approved land ready infrastructure. Financial support up to rupees dash per acre. How much, my dear friends? कितना फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट मिलेगा? 1 करोड़ का फॉर कोर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, value added infrastructure and social infrastructure. Clear everyone? The external infrastructure support will be 25% of the project cost. Clear everyone? Are you guys able to understand it? Please give me a thumbs up if yes. Getting it? मजा आ रहा है सभी को सेशन कवर करने में? Are you guys enjoying the session? So we have covered the whole article in a very interactive manner, right, my dear friends? Let's move on to the next news article now. So the cabinet has approved the MSP funding to the CCI for cotton season 23-24. Now guys, what is the MSP? MSP is the minimum support price. It is the price at which government says that okay my dear farmers, what happens to the farmers that at times, you know, due to the huge supply of the crops, what happens that the prices of these crops went down. So earlier they were supposed to get rupees 100 for their produce, right? But what happened, they are only getting rupees 60, 70. They have to do distress selling. Why? Because the 100 rupees is not available now. Like nobody is purchasing my product at rupees 100. So that is why government came up with the concept of MSP, minimum support price, that okay, how much the demand is, how much the supply is, don't worry, we will be providing. We will be ensuring that your products will be procured at rupees 100. So that is that minimum support price. The assurance of that minimum amount of income that the person will be getting. Clear on the procurement of his or her crops. So now guys, what happens is that in the case of the cotton, what happens? Let's take an example. The price was rupees 100. Now it has basically become 70, right? So government also said that okay, everybody will be, the minimum price at which your product can be purchased is rupees 100, right? So this you must be getting. But what happens is that due to the huge supply, the price of the cotton is reducing to 70 rupees. So basically at that point of time, who comes to, you know, save the farmers? This is the Cotton Corporation of India. It says that don't worry, we have already provided you the MSP, right, for the cotton. So don't worry, we will be procuring the cotton from you at rupees 100. No matter anybody else is basically purchasing it from you, we will be purchasing it from you at rupees 100. Clear? So that is what the impact of all this complete article. Let me tell you here. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs approved rupees 1718.56 crore as the minimum support price funding to the Cotton Corporation of India for the cotton season 23-24. The funding is aimed at providing direct price support to cotton farmers when the market prices fall below MSP. So we are providing the direct support to them. MSP operations help stabilize the cotton prices, prevent distress sales. तो एक तरीके का सुकून है दोस्तों, राइट? जैसे आपको सुकून है कि आपका करंट अफेयर पूरा हो रहा है, वैसे उनको फार्मर्स को भी सुकून है कि येस, माई प्रोड्यूस विल बी sold at that particular minimum price. So I will be getting this minimum income, that is for sure, right? The Cotton Corporation of India is a central nodal agency for the MSP operations and procures fair average quality cotton without any quantitative limit. The cotton cultivation supports 60 lakh farmers and 400 to 500 lakh of people in the allied activities. Clear everyone? So what is the amount which has been approved by the cabinet? That is 1718.56 crores, right, for the season 23-24. So it has provided the MSP funding to the Cotton Corporation of India, so that if the price is getting low, then with the help of this money, the Cotton Corporation of India can purchase this remaining products at the MSP only. Clear everyone? Let's try to answer this question. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has approved the MSP funding, right? What is that? 1718 crores. Absolutely right. Funding to which organization? Cotton Corporation of India for the cotton season 23-24. The funding is aimed at providing the direct price support to the cotton farmers when market prices fall below MSP. Dash is the central nodal agency for MSP operations. What is it? It is the Cotton Corporation of India. Are you guys able to understand it? That's all from this news article. Now let's move on to the next article. That is Bharatiya Beej Sahakari Samiti Limited. Bharatiya Beej Sahakari Samiti Limited. My dear friends, let me ask you one very important thing. Right? I told you the example of the wheat. the wheat to sandwich that you enjoy, right? The wheat to the sandwich cycle I told you, right? So let's take an example, the wheat that I used to for the creation of the flour, which was further converted into the dough, and after that it was converted into the bread, and then into the slices, and then into the sandwich. If the wheat quality was poor, let's take an example that it was not up to the mark, so the sandwich that will be created out of that will also be of the bad quality, right? Are you guys getting the point? Are you guys getting the point? So that here the we were using the seeds, right? We were using the seed grains, right? Similarly, my dear friends, whenever we are planting anything, the quality of the plant depends upon the seed which was being used to plant that particular plant. Clear everyone? What was that seed? So similarly, my dear friends, we are having a Bharatiya Beej Sahakari Samiti Limited, that is Bharatiya seed. My dear friends, we are talking about the seed, right? Beej is basically seed. So the Ministry of Corporation has established the Bharatiya Beej Sahakari Samiti Limited, and this organization is going to aware the farmers that okay, these are the quality seeds that you have to, on which you are required to work upon, right? You are required to use these seeds for having a better productivity, for getting advanced crop, right? And additionally, we have to ensure that if you are already having the poor old quality seeds, you can replace it, right? So we have to ensure that yes, these seeds are being replaced. So that is the whole cycle of this Bharatiya Beej Sahakari Samiti Limited. So Ministry of Corporation has established this organization in January 23 under the Multi-State Cooperative Act 2002. The share capital of it is 500 crore rupees with an initial paid up capital of rupees 250 crore contributed equally by the 5 promoters. Now which are the 5 promoters? So guys, it is 250 crore. Paid up capital is 250 crores and authorized share capital is 500 crores. Now the paid up capital is being contributed by the 5 different stakeholders, that is IFFCO, CRIPCO, NAFED, NDDB and NCDC. What is these? So basically IFFCO is the Indian Farmer Fertilizer Cooperative Limited, CRIPCO is the Krishi Bharati Cooperative Limited, then NAFED is the National Agricultural Cooperative Marketing Federation of India, NDDB is the National Dairy Development Board, and the NCDC is the National Cooperative Development Corporation. Clear everyone? Are you guys getting it? So it will aim to produce, procure and distribute quality seeds under a single brand through the cooperative network. So cooperative network is zariye what we will be doing. We will be producing, procuring and distributing the quality seeds. And we will be focusing on increasing the seed replacement rate and varietal replacement rate with the farmer participation. It is implemented through primary agricultural credit societies leveraging schemes and the policies of various ministries. तो हम क्या करेंगे, कैसे इंप्लीमेंट किया जाएगा इसको? विद द हेल्प ऑफ PACS, दैट इज प्राइमरी एग्रीकल्चरल क्रेडिट सोसाइटीज, which will be leveraging the scheme and policies of the various ministries. Clear everyone? So we are done with the Bharatiya Beej Sahakari Limited. It has been set up by Ministry of Corporation, having the 500 crore of the authorized share capital, 250 crore is the initial paid up capital, and this includes the contribution of the 5 promoters. These are IFFCO, CRIPCO, NAFED, NDDB and NCDC. These are the 5 promoters. Clear? Now let's try to answer this question. First of all, please tell me what is the name of the ministry which has established Bharatiya Beej Sahakari Samiti Limited. That is the Ministry of Corporation. Absolutely right. The authorized share capital of BBCL is 500 crores and the paid up capital of rupees 250 crores. Now which are the promoters? I told you that there are 5 promoters. What are the 5 promoters? IFFCO, CRIPCO, NAFED, NDDB and NCDC. Absolutely right that these are the 5 promoters. Now it will be implemented through primary agricultural credit societies. Clear to everyone? Everybody able to understand it? So I hope that this news article is clear to everyone. Now let's move on to the next news article, a very important article. I am marking the star here. It is the PM-KISAN scheme. So my dear friends, the 22nd installment of PM-KISAN scheme were being given. Prime Minister has released 18,640 crores as the 22nd installment of the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme from Guwahati, Assam. So Guwahati, Assam से 18,640 crores amount का 22nd installment has been given, right? Where this amount was been given to 9.32 crore farmers under this installment. Out of these 9.32 crore farmers, 2.15 crore of these are women farmers. Okay. Now more than 4.27 lakh crore has been disbursed using its launch, marking the PM-KISAN one of the world's largest direct benefit transfer initiatives. So guys, what is a DBT? DBT, you all know that earlier what was happening is when the financial assistance was being, or kind of scholarship, or kind of subsidy or kind of amount was being transferred by the government of India to the beneficiary, there was a leakage of the funds, right? And the beneficiary was either not getting the amount or was getting the very minimal amount. So then government of India came up with a direct benefit transfer where they started transferring the whole amount directly to the bank account of the beneficiary. Clear? So now guys, you can see here that 18,640 crores of the 22nd installment were being given to 9.32 crore farmers, and till now 4.27 lakh crore has already been disbursed under this particular scheme. Now what this scheme is all about? The Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. Let me tell you, my dear friends, let's take an example of a student. Of all of you, you are preparing for the RBI Grade B officer examination, right? Let's take an example. Just before the examination, you are not able to purchase the course. You are not able to purchase the course, right? And you need the course to be the next RBI Grade B officer. So we have provided you that particular course. Okay, don't worry, we are providing you some money to purchase the course. Clear? So that, why? Because we know that at this point of time it was really very critical for all of you to have these notes and revision material and everything. Similarly, my dear friend, the farmers in the farming cycles, there are particular timelines when they need the good quality of seeds, they need some money for the fertilizer, they need some money for the pesticide, they need some money for the water, and so many other things. So basically government of India has come up with this initiative of the PM-KISAN, under which we will be providing that additional amount of the support or the financial assistance to these farmers. So that is a PM-KISAN Samman Nidhi. Getting it? So it is implemented through the Aadhaar based authentication and the digitalized land records, ensuring transparent and efficient direct benefit transfer to verified beneficiaries. Now guys, when it comes to the PM-KISAN Samman Nidhi scheme, it was launched on 24th of January 2019. And guys, here it is written centrally sponsored scheme. Let me tell you here, it is incorrect. It is central sector scheme. Don't worry, today I will be correcting this in the PDF and I will be uploading the PDF in the course as well, the corrected one. So it is not a centrally sponsored scheme, it is a centrally sector scheme where, the union government is providing all the complete allocation to the states as a part of this scheme. It has become operational from 1st of December 2018. So when it was launched in 2019, but operationally हो गई थी 1st December 2018 से ही. Now what is the nodal ministry? As we are properly working for the agriculture sector, for the kisans, for the farmers, so we are having it for the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. What is the aim, my dear friends? The aim is to provide the assured income support. The aim is to provide assured income support to landholding farmers, families with a cultivable land nationwide. So what exactly this farmer family will comprise? Basically the farmer, his wife, and we will also include the minor children who will be the part of the farmer family. Now as a part of this part, my dear friends, what will be the amount that will be provided? That is rupees 6,000. Rupees 6,000 in total will be provided to the farmers, and this will be provided under 3 equal installments. That is of rupees 2,000 through the direct benefit transfer mechanism into the Aadhaar seeded bank accounts. Clear everyone? तो उनके आधार सीडेड बैंक अकाउंट्स में डायरेक्ट पेमेंट उनको जाता है 2,000 रुपीज़ का, and these are the 3 equal installments, and in total they get rupees 6,000. Getting it, everyone? So the implementation will be through a coordinated and institutional framework involving the central government, state government, and technology-enabled digital infrastructure. So there will be different stakeholders who are basically focusing on the implementation of the scheme, like government, central government, state government, and the technology-enabled digital infrastructure. The state government and UT administration will be identifying the farmer families which are eligible for support as per the scheme guidelines. Now, my dear friends, what is the main objective of coming up with the scheme? The main objective coming up with the scheme is to increase the income of the small and marginal farmers by providing financial support for agricultural inputs, thereby improving the crop health and productivity. The providing direct financial assistance also helps reduce farmers' reliance on the informal credit sources and support the continuity of agricultural activities. So guys, let's take an example that this is a very high time that when the farmer must be having the good quality seeds, right? But he is not having that amount of money. So instead of relying on the Seth Sahukars or on the previous credit line setups, so what they can do is they can basically get this amount, right? So that they can carry forward these activities which were the part of the plan. So we are increasing the income of small and marginal farmers by producing financial support for the agricultural inputs, hence improving the crop health and the productivity. Now the PM-KISAN stands out as one of the direct benefit transfer initiates globally, underscoring its significant institutional mechanism for delivering financial support directly to the farmers, with more than 25% of the beneficiaries being women. तो यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हो कि 25% से ज़्यादा बेनिफिशियरीज यहाँ विमेन ही हैं. क्लियर एवरीवन? Now the farmers can complete the e-KYC. Guys, what is KYC? Know your customer. आप जब भी बैंक जाते हैं तो बैंक आपसे KYC कराता है, know your customer. So it will be asking you some of the documents to ensure about their identity, about your identity. So it can be done using the OTP based authentication, biometric authentication, face authentication. So these three different areas can be used. These three different ways can be used for the farmers in which they can complete their e-KYC. That is the OTP based authentication, biometric authentication, and the face authentication. Clear everyone? Now moving ahead, PM-KISAN mobile application will launch in 2020, extending these services to mobile users. It enables the farmers to undertake the self-registration, track the status of benefit transfers, and complete the KYC registration. So my dear friend, it's not that every time that the person is required to go to the government to ask for the facilities as a part of this particular scheme. No. So what can be done is that PM-KISAN mobile application is already there, right? So what the people can do, what the farmers can do, they can undertake the self-registration, right? And they can track the status of benefit transfers. कि ये जो पैसा हमें मिला था, so basically ये पैसा कहाँ गया, किसके पास गया, कैसे गया. We will be tracking each and everything. Now following categories of the beneficiaries of higher education status shall not be eligible for the benefit under the scheme. Now what exactly is that part? It includes all institutional landholders. So कोई भी तरीके का institutional landholder हो, the person is eligible. The farmers' families which belong to one or more of the following categories. Right? So the former and present holders of the constitutional post. So कौन eligible नहीं होगा दोस्तों यहाँ पे? सबसे पहले वो पर्सन जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोस्ट पे, अगर कोई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोस्ट पे था, दैट मीन्स उसकी सैलरी ऑलरेडी अच्छी थी. That person don't require any additional kind of support or the assistance from the government of India. So that is why former and present holders of constitutional posts. Then we are having the former and present ministers, right? Former present members of the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, State Legislative Assembly, State Legislative Councils, former and the present mayors of the municipal corporations. So these also cannot access the facility of the PM-KISAN scheme. So basically, who are not included? Former and present holders of the constitutional post and the former and present ministers, right? Then all the service or retired officers are also not allowed, and employees of the central, state government, ministries, offices, departments and its field units, central or state PSCs and attached offices. Clear? So these are all the people are not at all can be the beneficiary of the PM-KISAN scheme. Now all serving or retired officers cannot be the part. Government as well as the regular employees of the local bodies. Then all the superannuated or retired pensioners. कोई ऐसा पर्सन जिसको superannuate किया गया था, जिसका प्रमोशन हुआ था, so वो इंक्लूडेड नहीं होगा. देन वो पर्सन जिसकी मंथली पेंशन 10,000 से कम है, राइट, सो वो अलाउड होगा. बट अगर किसी की मंथली पेंशन 10,000 या उससे ज़्यादा है above category के अंदर, so that person will not be allowed. All the persons who paid income tax in the last assessment year are not allowed. Clear everyone? Are you guys able to understand it? All the important articles from here. So please give me a thumbs up in the chat box if yes, this is clear. So now guys, 22nd installment of the PM-KISAN. What is the amount? 18,640 crore, 22nd installment. From where it was being given? Guwahati, Assam. How many farmers have received financial assistance? 9.32 crore. And more than 4.27 lakh crore has been disbursed during its launch. Right? What is the amount that we are giving? 6,000. What is the installment amount? Rupees 2,000. In which year? The scheme was launched. It is the 24th February 2019, and when it became operational, it was in 2018. Normally what happens is that the thing becomes operational after a literal day, right? But here it is becoming operational before only, that is 1st December 2018, and it will be a central sector scheme launched by the 24th January 2019. Clear? What will be the nodal ministry? It will be a Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. It will provide assured income support to landholding farmer families and cultivable land nationwide. Under the scheme, each eligible farmer family receives annual financial assistance of Rs 6,000 with 3 equal installments of Rs 2,000. Now when it comes to the implementation, it will be implemented through the coordinated institutional framework. Right? So my dear friends, are you guys ready to answer the questions in the chat box? Are you guys ready to answer the questions? If yes, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Let's start. So second installment of PM-KISAN scheme. It has released over around 18,000 crore rupees as the 22nd installment. Right? PM-KISAN scheme. From which area? Assam, Guwahati. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. It is a central sector scheme. So it has become operational from. So ये एक सेंट्रल सेक्टर स्कीम है. कब लॉन्च हुई थी? 2019 में हुई थी, बट ये ऑपरेशनल दिसंबर 2018 में ही हो गई थी. क्लियर एवरीवन? नोडल मिनिस्ट्री क्या होगी? मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर एंड फार्मर वेलफेयर. Under the scheme, each eligible farmer family receives financial assistance of Rs 6,000, described in the equal installments of Rs 2,000 through the direct benefit transfer mechanism to dash seeded bank accounts. What are these seeded bank accounts? These are the Aadhaar seeded bank accounts. Now the scheme seeks to increase the dash of dash farmers. They are increasing the income of the small or the marginal farmers by providing the financial support for agricultural inputs, thereby reducing the farmers' reliance on informal credit sources. It supports directly to the farmers, with more than 25% of the beneficiaries being women. Farmers can complete e-KYC. कैसे कर सकते हैं e-KYC दोस्तों? आप अगर फार्मर हैं तो this can be done in 3 ways. Clear? That is the biometric authentication, face authentication, and the last one I want all of you to answer me in the chat box. Now moving at PM-KISAN mobile app for launch in which year? 2020. The following categories of beneficiaries of the higher education status will not be eligible for benefit under the scheme. तो कौन यहाँ पर नहीं होगा? That is the large landholders, as it is only for small and marginal ones. The farmer families which belong to the one or the more of the category former and present holders of which post? Constitutional post. Former and present minister, state minister and former ministers are not at all allowed dash and employees of central state government ministries. Clear everyone? So dash and the employees of central state government ministers. So basically the state ministers, present ministers, dash whose monthly pension is rupees 10,000 or more. That is the retired people, all person who dash income tax in the last assessment year. So what will be the right answer? After that, we are having the professionals like the doctors, engineers and lawyers, chartered accountants and the architects registered. Let me tell you guys, in the previous years, we have already seen a question in the phase 1 of the RBI Grade B officer examination on this kind of question. The PM-KISAN scheme, who will be the eligible stakeholders. And let me tell you, in the phase 2 also what they will be doing is they will be providing a paragraph, and on the basis of that paragraph you have to identify the answer to that particular question which is a part of the exam, right? Clear to everyone? I hope this is clear. Let's move on to the next news article. So the NPC is designated as an environment audit agency. So my dear friends, you all know that when the companies have to, when the companies are looking for any environment related project, so they need environmental auditors. तो एनवायरमेंटल ऑडिटर्स की रिक्वायरमेंट बढ़ती है, एनवायरमेंटल ऑडिटर्स की रिक्वायरमेंट बढ़ती है, राइट? एंड वी वांट टू इंश्योर दैट देयर इज अ स्पीडी redressal as well as a speedy clearance of all such kind of the requests which are being launched by the different stakeholders or the different people, right? So we want to ensure that there is to ensure all of this, we are having the NPC which has been designated as an environment audit agency. So the NPC, National Productivity Council, under the DPIT, Ministry of Commerce, has signed an agreement with the Ministry of Electronics, Forest and Climate Change to act at environment audit designated agency. Now please tell me, my dear friend, the designation is under the Environment Audit Rules 2025. The NPC will manage the environmental audit framework. That means this particular NPC is going to tell that okay, who will be the environmental auditor, what is the criteria, कौन बन सकता है, कैसे बन सकता है, क्यों बन सकता है, तो उसकी सारी जर्नी जो है वो हमें NPC ही प्रोवाइड कराएगा. So NPC has been designated as environmental audit agency. It will manage the environmental audit framework. पूरा audit framework यही हैंडल करेगा, including the eligibility criteria, certification, exams, auditor registration. That's all. The initiative aims to strengthen the environmental compliance, improve the transparency and standards. Right? Clear everyone? Now what will be the function of the environment audit designated agency? It will be the certification and registration of the certified environmental auditors and registered environmental auditors, the specification of the eligibility criteria and the development of examinations and certification processes. Registration, renewal and suspension will be there. Monitoring performance of the unregistered environmental auditors and issuing necessary directions will also be done. The maintenance of online public registry at this particular part. So clear everyone? Are you guys getting the point? So NPC. So now NPC has been designated as Environment Audit Agency. Please tell me the name of the institution which has been designated as Environment Audit Agency. That is National Productivity Council under the DPIIT with an agreement with Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It is under the Environment Audit Rules 2025. So the NPC will be managing the environmental audit framework, including eligibility criteria, certification, exams and auditor registration. Clear everyone? So it will be strengthening environmental compliance, improve transparency, develop and manage digital systems, and conduct training programs. Now the functions of environmental audit agency. So the certification and registration of the certified environmental auditors and registered environmental auditors will be there, that is REA. Specification of eligibility criteria will be there. Registration, renewal and suspension or withdrawal or the cancellation of auditors will be there. Monitoring performance of the registered environmental auditors. Then maintenance of an online public register. अगर हम ये सारे काम करेंगे तो क्या होगा? We will be able to tackle these environmental auditors, right? So my dear friends, you can see here the NPC has been designated. What is the name of that organization? NPC, National Productivity Council. Let's try to answer this question. The dash under DPIT, Ministry of Commerce and Industry signed an agreement with the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, act as an environmental audit designated agency. The designation is under the Environment Audit Rules 2025. Dash will manage the environmental audit framework including eligibility criteria, certification, exams. What will be the name of that organization? So it is NPC, National Productivity Council. That's all. Clear everyone? Is this clear to all of you? So another article has been done. Now let's move on to the next article. So guys, the next article is index of 8 core industries. Again, this is not an updated article. Why? Because we have seen in the month of April also we covered this part, and let me tell you that in the month of May also we will be getting the latest data on the index of 8 core industries. So we will be retaining them and we won't be retaining this. But I gave you the formula to remember all the names of the 8 core industries which are the part of the index, right? What exactly that was? It was Franks. It is FRENCCS. Now what exactly it stands for? F stands for fertilizers. R stands for refinery products. E stands for electricity. N stands for natural gas. C stands for coal, crude oil. Then we have central and electricity. And then in the end, my dear friends, we are having the Franks. That is basically the full form, that if we are basically able to retain this, we are able to retain all the 8 core industries. Clear everyone? So this is coal, crude oil, natural gas, refinery products, fertilizers, steel, cement and electricity. So we are done with this article as well. Okay, my dear friends. So now, my dear friends, we are already done with the 10 important articles, and now let's have a small water break of the 5 to 6 minutes. Today we will be having the 2 water breaks of 5 to 6 minutes, right? So first water break we are conducting right now, and the next one we will be conducting around 6:20. Clear? That is after 1 hour. So my dear friends, here we will be moving on to the next set of article. Before that, I want all of you to confirm me that yes, you will be coming after the water break. Right now the time in my watch is 5:17, and then we will be resuming this class at 5:24. Clear everyone? At 5:24 we will be resuming the class, and your time starts now. Hello everyone. So please give me a thumbs up in the chat box if you guys are back after the break so that we can resume the session. Is everyone back after the break? Please mark your attendance in the chat box. So I hope that everybody is back. Now let's resume the session, my dear friends, with the next news article. Okay. Now we are moving on to the next news article, and the next news article is basically on the banana cluster project approved in Jalgaon, Maharashtra. Let me tell you, my dear friends, that Jalgaon. Jalgaon is basically known as the banana city of the country. Why? Because of its significant role in the India's horticulture sector. And Government of India has approved the banana cluster project in the Jalgaon, Maharashtra with an investment of rupees 200 crores. So with an investment of rupees 200 crore rupees, Jalgaon, Maharashtra, we are having a banana cluster project there. So what exactly we are going to do is we will be strengthening the horticulture infrastructure and increase farmers' income there. Let me tell you that already, see guys, originally only we are having the high production there, right? But we want to ensure that we are enhancing the productivity, efficiency in this particular area, and we want to make it more sustainable. That is why we have come up with the banana cluster project. So it aims to strengthen the horticulture infrastructure and increase farmers' income there. We will be providing facilities about the good agricultural practices, mechanization, biocontrol. There will be the better quality of the cold storage and ripening chambers, refrigerated vans, processing and export will be developed. Subsidies will be provided under the mission for integrated development of horticulture and agricultural fund. Under the MIDH and AIF scheme, subsidies will be provided to these banana clusters. So my dear friends, let me tell you that what was happening is that although the production was really very high, but you know what, there are so many times we have seen that it leads to the losses. When you are having the oversupply of something, it leads to the losses, right? Because the banana, that it ripes very fast. So basically, in order to ensure that these not ripe bananas and the fresh bananas are reaching to the all the parts of the country, so we are providing them the proper refrigerated vans, ripening chambers and the cold storage, so that we can stop and we can delay that process of ripening of the banana. Clear everyone? Are you guys getting the point? Are you guys getting the point? Okay, so thank you Kavya, Kashish, Harshal, ABC, Srishti and all the people for giving me the answers in the chat box. So that's all from the banana cluster project which has been approved in Jalgaon, Maharashtra. Okay, let's try to answer the questions on the basis of that. So in which place it is in? It has been approved in Jalgaon, Maharashtra. The people who are from Maharashtra, they can basically relate this article very much. Now guys, the government has approved the banana cluster project in Jalgaon, Maharashtra with an investment of rupees 200 crores. It is known as the banana city and plays a significant role in India's horticulture sector. That's all from this article. Let's move ahead. Coming to the next article, my dear friends, you can already see that Maharashtra and other states signed reform-linked MOUs under the Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0. Let me tell you that this particular news article where the different states are signing the reform-linked MOUs under the Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0, we have seen so many times, right? That is why you can see that they have been repeating again and again. But we have already discussed them in a very detailed manner, so that's why we are not going to discuss it again. So please just remember, yes Harshal, ye fir se aa gaya. So Maharashtra has also signed this reform-linked MOU. Clear everyone? Let's move on to the next article. So this article also we have already covered, that is Bhavya scheme. So I asked you, Bhavya stands for Bharat Audyogik Vikas Yojana for industrial park development. I told you that how many industrial parks we are going to create. We are going to create 100 plug-and-play industrial parks. So in this session only we have covered this particular article. So I am leaving this article also for all of you that you can just go through it on your own. Now let's move on to the next news article, my dear friends. Now the next news article is the government has constituted the National Dental Commission. So government has constituted National Dental Commission and it will be replacing the Dental Council of India. So ये नेशनल डेंटल कमीशन अप्रूव हुआ 19 मार्च 2026 को और हमने रिप्लेस किया डेंटल काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया को. द एनडीसी केम इनटू फोर्स ऑन 19 मार्च 26 रिपीलिंग द डेंटिस्ट एक्ट 1948. तो दोस्तों पहले 1948 का डेंटिस्ट एक्ट था एंड उसके बेसिस पर ही डेंटल काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया वॉज कॉन्स्टिट्यूटेड, बट नाउ इट हैज़ बिन डिसॉल्व्ड and now it has been replaced with the National Dental Commission. It will improve the quality of the dental education, ensure transparency, accountability and align with the global standards. And who will be the chairperson of this National Dental Commission? That is Sanjay Tiwari ji. ठीक है, तो Sanjay Tiwari ji is basically the chairperson of the National Dental Commission, and under the part of the National Dental Commission we will be having the 3 autonomous boards. One is for the undergraduate and postgraduate dental education board, then other is dental assessment and the rating board. It will be regulating the accreditation and institutional assessment. Then we will be having ethic and dental registration board to govern professional conduct. तो 3 बोर्ड होंगे. सबसे पहला होगा जो डेंटल एजुकेशन को ओवरसी करेगा, दैट इज अंडर ग्रेजुएट एंड पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट डेंटल एजुकेशन बोर्ड. देन वी आर हैविंग accreditation and institutional assessment, that is dental assessment and rating board. और उसके बाद जो प्रोफेशनल कंडक्ट है डेंटिस्ट का वो प्रॉपर है या नहीं, दैट विल बी डन अंडर द एथिक्स एंड डेंटल रजिस्ट्रेशन बोर्ड. क्लियर एवरीवन? So the National Dental Commission will regulate the dental education, institutional assessment, fee guidelines in the private colleges, promote research and set standards for the dental care and professional ethics. Clear everyone? So please tell me in the chat box. The Dentist Act 1948 has now been replaced and the DCI, Dental Commission of India, has been dissolved with which organization? It is a National Dental Commission. Who will be the chairperson? Dr. Sanjay Tiwari will be the chairperson. How many boards will be there? Undergraduate and postgraduate dental education board, dental assessment and rating board, and ethics and dental registration board. These are the 3 boards that we will be having. Clear everyone? So we are already done with this part. So this is your homework, my dear friends, right? Now moving ahead. Government constituted National Dental Commission. Government of India has constituted the National Dental Commission, replacing the Dental Commission of India. Right? It has repealed the Dentist Act 1948 and dissolving the DCI. The chairperson is Sanjay Tiwari. So my dear friend, there is something not good with the pen that I am using for now for annotation. So please ignore this part. Just remember what I am saying. Clear everyone? So I can see Kavya, Herschel, material share, Pratyush, Kashish, everybody has given me the right answer, that yes, this is the right answer. Well done, my dear friends. Now let's move on to the next part. Income Tax Department has launched Prarambh 2026. My dear friends, Ministry of Finance has launched Prarambh 2026, which is a nationwide awareness campaign on the Income Tax Act 2025 in New Delhi. So you all know that the Income Tax Act has been implemented recently, right? Can anybody tell me from which date it has been implemented? The Income Tax Act 2025 has been implemented from 1st of April 2026. And which act has been replaced by the Income Tax Act 2025? That is Income Tax Act 1961. Right? So to make people more aware about this new act, that's why Ministry of Finance has come up with the Prarambh 2026. Let's take an example, my dear friends, that RBI has come up with this RBI Grade B officer exam notification. Right? And RBI in its notification just says that we are changing the exam pattern. Right? We are changing the exam pattern. So with this statement, will you be able to understand that what has been changed? You will be getting confused, okay, what exactly has been changed? What I need to do different now? What exactly I have to look after the different now? What is the new change? How exactly I have to, get acclimatized to it? So basically, we need to aware the people that, okay, what change has been brought? What are the different things which are under the change? Now, what will be the new approach? How exactly you have to cater to these changes? Similarly, my dear friends, from 1961 to 1920, to the 2025, that is the Income Tax Act 2025, there are some changes, and we are trying to aware people about that. And that's why the campaign will be covering the print, radio, television, outdoor, digital and social media, and new act will come into effect from 1st April 2026 that we already discussed. Right? It includes the guidance materials such as notes, editorials, videos, brochures, tutorial, public engagements and all. And as a part of this, Government of India also came up with the Income Tax Website 2.0. तो दोस्तों हमने इनकम टैक्स वेबसाइट 2.0 को भी लॉन्च किया टू इम्प्रूव द यूजेबिलिटी, सिंप्लीफाई नेविगेशन एंड एनहांस सर्विस डिलीवरी फॉर द टैक्स पेयर्स. टैक्स पेयर्स के लिए सर्विस डिलीवरी को बेटर करने के लिए, यूजेबिलिटी को बढ़ाने के लिए, नेविगेशन को सिंप्लीफाई करने के लिए वी हैव कम अप विद द न्यू टैक्स वेबसाइट ऑल्सो. एंड लेट मी टेल यू दैट वी हैव ऑल्सो कम अप विद द न्यू चैटबॉट विच इज़ कॉल्ड कर साथी. कर साथी जैसा आपका चैट जीपीटी है वैसे एक AI चैटबॉट है जो लॉन्च किया है इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट ने, दैट इज़ कर साथी, जो कि सारी की सारी क्वेरीज को रिजॉल्व करेगा विच आर रिलेटेड टू द टैक्स. राइट, सो अबाउट द न्यू एक्ट्स, रूल्स, फॉर्म्स, so whatever the queries we are having regarding them, the Kar Sathi will be solving all these issues. Clear everyone? अब फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ने एक विजन भी लॉन्च किया, दैट इज मानव. इट ऑल्सो रिकॉल द विजन मानव, दैट इज द मॉरल एंड एथिकल सिस्टम, accountable governance, national sovereignty, accessible and inclusive AI, valid and legitimate system. So this is the Manav system for human centric digital era, which has also been launched by which has also been recalled by the income tax department. Clear everyone? Everybody able to understand it from examination point of view? Now let's try to answer these questions. So what is the name of that ministry which has come up with the Prarambh 2026? That is Ministry of Finance. And here in the first blank it will be Prarambh initiative only, which has been launched, Prarambh 2026. Now an AI chatbot. What is the name of the AI chatbot which has been launched to assist taxpayers with all the queries related to the new tax acts, rules and forms? That is, what is the name of that chatbot? That is Kar Sathi. Kar Sathi is the right answer. Clear everyone? Everybody able to understand it from examination point of view? Everybody is able to understand this from examination point of view? Okay. Now let's move on to the next news article, that is India's pharmaceuticals in the global healthcare. My dear friends, you all know that during the Union Budget 26-27, Government of India came up with so many initiatives for working towards the pharmaceutical industry, and one of that was Biopharma Shakti. Don't worry, we will be discussing that in a detailed manner, right? Today also, and also in the Union Budget as well. So the Indian pharmaceutical industry is the third largest globally by volume and the 11th largest by value. So it is the third largest globally by volume and 11th largest by value about India's pharmaceutical industry. The domestic market size is $60 billion and we are projecting it to reach to $130 billion by 2030. तो 2030 तक हमारा कितना होगा? 130 बिलियन $US होगा market size. Right now it is $60 billion. The annual turnover of the pharma sector is 4.72 lakh crores in fiscal year 25. When it comes to India's rank in terms of value in the pharmaceutical exports, ठीक है, पहले आया था by volume and value, right? बट अभी हम बात करें एक्सपोर्ट्स की, तो एक्सपोर्ट्स में इंडिया 11th पोजीशन पर आता है, where we are exporting to 191 countries. Pharma exports stood at $30 billion, a nation nearly 16-fold increase from the 2001. FDI inflows of rupees 13,193 crores for the current financial year 25-26. So guys, let me tell you, much data is there. Let me tell you, this kind of article is not that much important from exam point of view. It is little bit less relevant from exam point of view. So much of the data which is again quite, this data is also very, very volatile in nature. So the numbers are from the month of March. Now they might have been changed. Clear? On the Union Budget, Biopharma Shakti was being proposed to position India as a global biopharmaceutical manufacturing hub with a total outlay of rupees 10,000 crores over the next 5 years. So please remember guys, what is the timeline, what is the total outlay for this Biopharma Shakti? What is the Biopharma Shakti total outlay? 10,000 crore. What is the timeline? 5 years. India hosted the highest number of manufacturing plants approved by the US Food and Drug Administration outside the United States of America. Clear everyone? So India has hosted the highest number of manufacturing plants approved by the United States Food and Drug Administration outside the United States of America. So Biopharma Shakti will be developing India as a global biopharma manufacturing unit it is having the outlay of 10,000 crores. It will build ecosystem for domestic production and biologics and biosimilars. Clear everyone? So India's biopharmaceuticals in global healthcare, what is the India's rank? In terms of volume, that is third largest. In the value, that is 11th. When it comes to the market size of the Indian pharmaceutical sector, that is 130 billion is projected by 2030. Right now it is USD 60 billion. Now comes the annual turnover of the pharma sector. It has reached rupees 4.72 lakh crores in fiscal year 25. India is currently ranked 11th globally by value in pharmaceutical exports, with exports to 191 countries in 24-25. Clear everyone? The pharma exports have stood at USD $30.5 billion, a nearly 16-fold increase from 1.9 billion US dollars in 2001. Clear everyone? What is the outlay for biopharma Shakti? That is 10,000 crores. What is the timeline? 5 years. That's all we need to understand from here. Clear everyone? So India pharmaceutical global healthcare, Indian pharmaceuticals industry is the third largest globally by volume, 11th largest by value. $60 billion present market size. It is projected to reach what value? USD 130 billion by which year? 2030. That is the right answer. India currently ranks dash globally by value in pharmaceutical exports. India is on the 9th position with exports to 191 countries in 24-25. In Union Budget 26-27, what is the name of that initiative which has been launched? That is the Biopharma Shakti, which has been proposed to position India as the global biopharmaceutical manufacturing hub. What is the total outlay? That is rupees 10,000 crores over the next 5 years. India hosted the highest number of manufacturing plants approved by the US FDA outside the United States of America. Clear everyone? Everybody able to understand these news articles from the examination point of view? Let me tell you guys, this is a very, very important article in terms of biopharma Shakti only. The rest of the details are not that much relevant from exam point of view. Now let's move on to the International Conference on the Carbon Markets, Prakriti 2026. So my dear friends, International Conference on the Carbon Market, it was named as Prakriti 2026. It was held in New Delhi and it was organized by Bureau of Energy Efficiency under the Ministry of Power and Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It was held as a part of the Bharat Electricity Summit 2026. Now let's try to understand it. What is a carbon market? Let's take an example, my dear friends, that we at Chapters, right, we are an organization and we at Chapters have basically, planted 1,000 trees and we are able to reduce the greenhouse gas emission which is equivalent, carbon dioxide equivalent to 1,000 tons, right? So basically what happens is that although we were generating the greenhouse gas emission of very minute level, but we can see that we have, as we have planted so many trees, so we are reducing that. And basically guys, when there is an organization which is reducing the carbon dioxide equivalent of the greenhouse gas emissions, so these, when they are reducing more as compared to the releasing, so basically they are getting the carbon credits, right? Let's take an example that there is a example of the school class, right? In a class, the student is being allowed by the teacher to commit some mistakes, right? Let's take an example. Teacher says that okay, you can make 10 mistakes, but as you guys are really very smart and you are really very honest and very hardworking people, so you made only 3 mistakes, not the 10 mistakes. So now you can see that you have made 7 mistakes less. So now you will be getting the mistake credit of 7. That means either you can use it, or if there is any friend of yours who has committed the 13 mistakes, so you can, that friend of yours can borrow 3 mistakes from you to keep the balance. And in the similar manner, the carbon market also works. The carbon credits are being earned by some organizations, then these organizations trade these carbon credits to the other organizations which are having the less carbon credits. So it provides a platform for when it comes to the Prakriti 26, it provides platform for experts, policymakers, industry leaders and the researchers to discuss the carbon market, that how exactly we can manage the carbon market, what are the new parameters of the carbon market, how exactly we can maintain it. So the theme of it was unlocking the carbon finance for NDC implementation through the global partnerships and digital pathways. So what is the theme of the Prakriti 2026? Unlocking carbon finance for NDC implementation through a global partnerships and the digital pathways. The Indian Carbon Market Portal was launched as a central platform for implementing and administering the Indian carbon market. तो इंडियन कार्बन मार्केट को एडमिनिस्टर करने के लिए हमने एक सेंट्रल प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया जिसका नाम है इंडियन कार्बन मार्केट पोर्टल. फॉर फोकस ऑन स्ट्रेंथनिंग कार्बन मार्केट्स वी आर हैविंग द 3 पिलर्स. तो 3 पिलर्स के ऊपर हम फोकस करते हैं कार्बन मार्केट पे, विच इंक्लूड्स क्रेडिबिलिटी, कैपिटल एंड द कोलैबोरेशन. व्हाट आर द 3 पिलर्स? क्रेडिबिलिटी, कैपिटल एंड कोलैबोरेशन. राइट. The carbon markets are trading systems in which carbon credits or allowances are bought and sold. I already told you that Bharat Electricity Summit 26 will be hosted by Ministry of Power in New Delhi. I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's try to answer this. So International Conference on Carbon Market was held. What is its title? Prakriti 2026. Prakriti 2026 is the right answer. It was being organized by Dash under the Ministry of Power, Bureau of Energy Efficiency under the Ministry of Power, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So what is the name of that portal which has been launched? India Carbon Market Portal. Now it focuses on strengthening carbon markets across the 3 pillars. What are the 3 pillars? Please tell me in the chat box what are the 3 pillars of the strengthening carbon markets through 3 pillars. One was credibility, right? What are the other 2? Please tell me in the chat box. And when it comes to the Bharat Electricity Summit 2026, it will be held by Ministry of Power in New Delhi. Absolutely right. So Harshal has given me the right answer. Kavya, Harshal, Kashish, everybody is given the right answer. It is the credibility, collaboration and capital. Absolutely right. So now clear to everyone. Everybody of you is able to understand this part from examination point of view. Are you guys getting this information? If yes, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Okay, now let's move on to the next article. The Credit Guarantee Scheme for Microfinance Institutions 2.0. Let me tell you, my dear friends, that for example, in a village, there is a person X who wants to purchase a tailoring machine, a sewing machine. As she is a tailor, she wants to purchase the tailor machine, right? And that machine costs her 30,000 rupees. So she goes to the bank and she asks for the loan of rupees 25,000, right? But bank says that, okay, please bring us the XYZ documents, your address proof, your collateral, your X, your Y, your Z, everything. So what will happen? This person who was going to start up a new business, she will already get stuck into all these areas, right? And again, bank will say that as you are not having any collateral, so how exactly I can provide you the loan, right? So there are so many such kind of people in our country who want the loan but they are not getting the loan. For them, my dear friends, let me tell you, a particular scheme was being launched by the government. How? So basically these people are being getting the loans through the microfinance institutions. These microfinance institutions are providing loans not to these major big companies. No, they are giving to these small borrowers who are having very less budget. They want to purchase some. And let me tell you that these microfinance institutions are further getting the money from whom? They are getting the money from banks and the financial institutions. So basically banks or financial institutions are giving the money to the NBFCs or the microfinance institutions, and then these are giving the loan to these last mile people. Clear everyone? So now again banks are also having the concern that, okay, if I will be giving that much amount to these NBFCs and MFIs for giving the loan to the small borrowers, although I am earning very less, right? And additionally, what happen if there is an NPA? What happen if there is an NPA? Nobody is there to provide me the guarantee of that. So by looking at this picture, government said that okay, so this is the scenario which is going on. So don't worry. So it just had a hand on the shoulder of the bank that, hey bank, don't worry, I am here, right? If these people, if these MFIs won't be able to perform well, if they won't be able to recover the loan, don't worry about it. If they are not able to repay the loan, don't worry about it. I am giving you the guarantee that I will be providing you the money, but you have to ensure you are giving money to these people right now because they need that. This is the need of their hour. So now bank is having that कि यार government बोल रही है कि I will be giving you the guarantee, then why exactly I will be having any problem? So when government is giving me the guarantee that you give money to these people, don't worry about it, I am giving you the guarantee. So now the banks are now free. Now they are happy that okay, now they are saying, hey MFI and NBFC, please come and take the money from me, right? And then MFIs will be giving this money to the last mile people, the small borrowers. So that's what we are talking about in the credit guarantee scheme for microfinance institutions 2.0. Are you guys getting it? The Ministry of Finance has introduced the credit guarantee scheme for the microfinance institutions. It was launched in which year? 2026. The aim is very simple. We want to provide guarantee cover to the banks, to the financial institutions. How we will be providing this? Through the NCGTC, right? So the National Credit Guarantee Trustee Company Limited will be providing the guarantee against the expected losses on the financial assistance expended by them to non-banking financial company and the microfinance institutions for on lending to the small borrowers, right? So the NCGTC will be providing guarantee to the banks. These banks will be then extending the money to the NBFCs and the MFIs, and then they will be giving money to the small borrowers. What is the key feature? Now the eligibility borrower, the existing or the new small borrower within the regulatory definition of microfinance institution as described by the RBI from time to time. So that person which will be the part of this, this scheme will be the existing or the new small borrower within the regulatory definition. What will be the guarantee coverage? So it's not like 100% coverage will be provided by the government. No. Now government says, hey bank, there is some clause here. What is that clause? So if there is a default for the small NBFCs or the MFIs, we will be providing you 80% of the guarantee coverage. That 80% of the total loan amount we will be providing you. In terms of medium NBFCs, we will be providing you 75%. In terms of large NBFCs, we will be providing you 70%. Clear everyone? So small के लिए maximum contribution रहेगा गवर्नमेंट का 80, मीडियम के लिए थोड़ा सा कम हो जाएगा 75, और जो लार्ज है उनके लिए और कम हो जाएगा 70%. That's all. And the guarantee fee will be 0.5% per annum on the sanctioned amount first year and outstanding amount thereafter. What will be the guaranteeing fee? Guaranteeing fee will be of 0.5%, and the interest rate, my dear friends, it will be capped at external benchmark lending rate or the marginal cost of funding lending rate plus 2% of the interest on the loans by the member lending institutions. Banks is equal to large financial institutions to NBFCs, MFIs or MFIs. Clear everyone? So while on lending to the small board, these lenders shall cap the interest rate at 1% below the average rate of lending. So क्योंकि हम small borrowers को provide कर रहे हैं, so these lenders shall cap the small interest rate at 1% below the average rate of lending. तो जो average rate रहेगा उससे 1% कम पे हम देंगे. तो last 6 months में जो average rate था उसका 1% कम देंगे. This will be valid till 30th June 26 or loans till rupees 20,000 crores are guaranteed. The scheme will facilitate increased credit flow to the MFI sector. Are you guys getting it? Are you guys ready to answer me the questions in the chat box? Let's try to answer the question. So the credit guarantee scheme for the microfinance institutions 2.0 has been launched. It was launched in year 2026 to provide guarantee cover to banks, financial institutions through against the expected losses through the NBFCs, microfinance institutions. Right, on the financial assistance extended by them on to the NBFCs, institutions and MFIs. Lending to the small borrowers. The key feature of this scheme includes eligible borrowers, so existing or new dash. Within the regulatory definition, microfinance is prescribed by the RBI from time to time. Existing or new small or marginal borrowers will be there. The guarantee coverage will be for small borrowers, it will be 80%, for medium 75%, and for the large that will be 70%. Absolutely right. The interest rate is capped at 0.5% of the MCLR based marginal cost of funds based lending rate, right? Plus 2% per annum on the loans by MLIs. Now moving it, while on lending to the small board, these lenders shall cap the interest rate at 1% below and valid till 30th June 2026 or land still till which timeline are guaranteed, whichever is earlier. I am leaving this question for all of you. Please give me the answer to this in the chat box. Absolutely right. The right answer is 20,000 crores. Well done. Now my dear friend, the next news article is also the kind of same, that is a mutual credit guarantee scheme for MSMEs. So the same way earlier the small borrowers are not getting the amount from the microfinance institutions because banks are not giving money to the microfinance institutions. Similarly, my dear friends, the MSMEs are facing the problem, and when the MSMEs are facing this problem of the loan, so they will be coming to the government. Government says to the banks that okay, don't worry, I will be providing you to the guarantee. You can give the loan to the MSMEs. So that's how Ministry of Finance has revised the mutual credit guarantee scheme to support the micro, small and medium enterprises, manufacturing and exporters. The modifications are aligned with the provisions of Budget 25-26. The mutual credit guarantee scheme was launched in January 2025 and it provides 60% of the guarantee coverage by the National Credit Trust Guarantee Trustee Company, that is NCGTC, National Credit Guarantee Trustee Company, to member lending institutions for credit facility up to rupees 100 crore. So my dear friends, up to what amount will be their credit facility? Up to what amount will be this credit facility? That will be up to rupees 100 crores, right? So the scheme provides 60% guarantee coverage for the National Credit Guarantee Trustee Company Limited to the member lending institutions to the credit facility up to rupees 100 crore sanctioned to eligible MSMEs under the MCGS MSME for purchase of credit facility or credit purchase of equipment and machinery. Now what are the modifications in the existing MCGS MSME scheme? So what are the different modifications? Upfront contribution, that is 5% upfront contribution made refundable, 1% each from the 4th year onwards. तो अभी के लिए जो भी आपका अपफ्रंट कंट्रीब्यूशन होगा दैट विल बी 5%, तो उसका 1% विल बी रिफंडेबल ईच फ्रॉम द 4th ईयर ऑनवर्ड. तो 4th ईयर से वो रिफंडेबल होगा subject to satisfactory performance of the loan account. Eligibility service sector MSMEs also includes in the scheme. Minimum project cost towards the machinery or equipment cost of the equipments reduced to up to 60% of the project cost from earlier 75%. दोस्तों पहले 75% था, अब उसको घटाकर 60% कर दिया गया है. The guarantee tenure will expire after 10 years. Clear everyone? Now the special provision have now been incorporated in the scheme for the exporters. Eligible exporters जिनकी profitable units होंगी वो 25% का अपना सेल टर्नओवर हर एक for each of the provision 3 financial areas and satisfying certain export realization conditions will be there. The guarantee loan amount will be of rupees 20 crores. The upfronting amount will be 2% of the loan amount, maximum 40 lakhs, 1% each refundable to in fourth and the fifth year of the guaranteed period. The guarantee coverage of 75% of the amount in the default. So there will be the guarantee coverage of 75% of the amount in the default. Right? The guarantee fee will be nil for the first year and thereafter every year 0.5% of the loan extra outstanding. Clear everyone? Are you guys able to understand the scheme? So we are just providing the guarantee coverage to the member lending institutions. Okay? Let's try to revise the scheme. So the Ministry of Finance has revised the mutual credit guarantee scheme and it will be ordering to expand the scheme's coverage. It will launch in January 2025 and it provides 60% guarantee, right? What percentage of the guarantee it provides? 60% of the guarantee. And to the what amount? 100 crore. That's it. Modification की बात की जाए, upfront contribution कितना मिलेगा? 5% upfront contribution. जहाँ पर refundable कितना होगा? 1% refundable होगा from fifth or the fourth and the upcoming years. Now the eligibility service sector MSMEs are also included in the schemes. Minimum project cost कितनी होगी? 60% of the project cost. Earlier 75% था, टोटल अमाउंट का 75% प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट होनी चाहिए, बट नाउ इट इज रिड्यूस टू 60%. गारंटीज टेन्योर कवरेज will expire after how many years? 10 years. Now the special provisions have been incorporated in the scheme for the exporters. So the eligible exporters, profitable units having the exported at least 25% of their sales. Upfront contribution कितना होगा? 25% of the amount. Moving ahead, the guarantee coverage for the amount in default is 75% of the amount. Guarantee fee will be nil. Every year 0.5% of the loan outstanding. So my dear friend, there are some questions. Please quickly answer me the right answer in the chat box. What is the right answer? What is the name of the ministry? Ministry of Finance has revised the mutual credit guarantee scheme. The mutual credit guarantee scheme for this was launched in January 2025. The scheme provides dash percentage guarantee. That is only 60% and for the credit facility up to, for how much time this credit facility is provided? Let me see who will give me the right answer in the chat box. The credit facility will be provided up to rupees 100 crore. Absolutely right. Now moving ahead, the contribution, the upfront contribution will be 5%. Eligibility, service sector MSMEs are also included. और जो हमारी मिनिमम प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट है उसको भी यहाँ मेंटेन किया गया, 60% तक उसको रिड्यूस किया गया, पहले 75% थी. द गारंटी टेन्योर, गारंटी टू एक्सपायर आफ्टर हाउ मेनी ईयर्स? 10 years. The guarantee will be expanding after how many years? 10 years. That is the right answer. Clear everyone? Are you guys able to understand it? Are you guys able to understand it? Absolutely right. Now the eligible exporters, profitable units having exported at least what percentage of their sales? Turnover in each of the previous 3 financial years. What is that percentage? It is a 25% of the sales. Absolutely right. So I can see here Beej, Sijagu, Kavya, Kashish, Harshal, material share, Harshal, all the people have given me the right answer. Apurva has given the right answer. Well done everyone, well done. So these the remaining 4 questions are your homework. And guys, when I give anything homework to you, please consider it seriously, right? In the previous session when I gave the homework, only one student has given me the answer. What about other people? Are you guys sleeping? Were you guys sleeping when I was giving you the homework during that time? Or you are not keeping the track? See, you have to ensure that you are answering all the homework questions. So now these questions you have to answer me in the comment section after the session. Clear everyone? Now let's move on to the next part, the expert committee on the invasive alien species. So the National Biodiversity Authority has constituted an expert committee. Now guys, this expert committee will be set up on the invasive alien species following directions of the National Green Tribunal. So these species are basically the serious threats of invasive alien species in native biodiversity key technology system. Objective is very simple, that the strengthen biodiversity conservation, ecosystem resilience and the support national and global biodiversity commitments. So guys, National Biodiversity Authority has constituted this expert committee on invasive alien species, and this will be underscoring the serious threats on the invasive alien species. It will be strengthening the biodiversity conservation, ecosystem resilience and support national and global conference. What is the tenure of this particular committee? It will be 2 years. Chairperson will be Dhananjay Mohan. चेयरपर्सन का नाम क्या है? धनंजय मोहन. एंड को चेयर विल बी बीजू कुमार. Now it will address the ecological and socio-economic risk constituted under the Biological Diversity Act 2002. So Biodiversity Act 2002 के अकॉर्डिंग इसको कॉन्स्टिट्यूट किया गया with the advisory support from the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Its mandates includes preparing a national list of invasive alien species, identifying high-risk species and recommending the management, restoration, control strategies. The committee will also develop national guidelines, document best practices, define knowledge gaps and purpose research. Clear everyone? So we have done this news article in quite a very holistical manner. We are talking about this organization, that is the Expert Committee of Invasive Alien Species. It has been set up by National Biodiversity Authority with a tenure of 2 years, with Dhananjay Mohan as the chairperson and the co-chair was A. Biju Kumar. Clear? Clear everyone? The committee will also develop national guidelines, document best practices and identify knowledge gaps also. Absolutely right, everybody is giving the right answer, बीजू कुमार. अब बढ़ते हैं दोस्तों अगले आर्टिकल की तरफ. इंटरनेशनल डे ऑफ फॉरेस्ट वी सेलिब्रेट एवरी ईयर ऑन 21st of March this year. The theme of the day is forests and economies. So International Day of Forest is a very important day and it was being celebrated on 31st March this year. The day is Department of the 26 Forest and Economics. Forest and Economies is the right answer. That is a theme. Clear everyone? Now moving ahead, empowering women agricultures and farmers. So guys, we have already discussed about the empowering women farmers in the agriculture, right? And we covered the Krishi Sakhi initiative where we are recognizing the role of the women in this part, right? So the agriculture has long been the backbone of the India's economy. For women in rural areas, agriculture and allied sectors are the plenary source of the benchmark and the livelihood, with 80% of the rural women being engaged in these sectors. Guys, out of these 33% agricultural laborers हैं, 48% are self-employed farmers. यूनाइटेड नेशंस की बात की जाए तो उन्होंने डेजिग्नेट किया विच ईयर एज द इंटरनेशनल ईयर ऑफ women farmer. We have already covered this in the previous session. What is the right answer? That is 2025. Sorry, it is the 2026. Yes, it is the same year. Absolutely right. Kavya, Harshal, everybody, yes, 26 is the right answer. So it is designated 26 as the International Year of the Women Farmers. Now, India empowers the women farmers through an integrated framework of schemes. In 25-26 up to the February 26, 11.61 lakh women farmers were trained and capacitated under the Agricultural Technology Management Agency, that is the Atma scheme. So guys, Atma scheme के अंदर these women farmers were being trained and capacitated. Now what is the right answer? Agriculture Investor Fund, Infrastructural Fund and the Namo Drone Didi expanded the access to the credit technology. So guys, हमने क्या किया, हमने इस स्कीम के बाद भी हमने इंश्योर किया कि हम अपने स्ट्रक्चरल एक्सपेंशन ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर को मेंटेन करके रखेंगे. एंड यू हैव सीन हियर, right? So that's why the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund and Namo Drone Didi scheme expanded across the credit technology, supporting 80,190 women-led projects across worth rupees 2377 crores. Now the women-led farmer FPOs are growing with 1175 all-women FPOs benefiting 23.55 lakh farmers under the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi PM-KISAN scheme. Over 1.01 lakh crore has been distributed to the women beneficiaries since the inception of the scheme. Clear to all? If I will be asking the question on this scheme, will you be able to answer me the right answer? Please give me a head in the chat box. Yes or no? So I can see most of the people are saying yes. So guys, empowering women farmers in agriculture. So primary source they are using quite well, livelihood with 80% of the rural women and being engaged in these sectors. Of these 13% are the agricultural laborers, 33%. And on which year we are celebrating United Nations Year of the Women Farmer 26, that is 2026. In 25-26, over 11.61 crore lakh women farmers were trained and capacitated under the Agricultural Capacity Management Agency. So that's all from this article. Let's move on to the next article, my dear friends. So now we are moving on to the next article, that is the Gerbini initiative has been advanced AI driven research on the preterm birth. So guys, you all know that there are so many times we see that there is a premature delivery, there is a preterm birth of the child, right? So we just want to ensure that we want to make it essential to develop solutions which are suited to Indian conditions about the global burden of the preterm birth. और इंडिया के अंदर भी preterm birth बहुत सारे हो रहे हैं. So India carries a significant share of the global burden of preterm births, making it essential to develop solutions suited to the Indian condition. When it comes to the direct Department of Biotechnology, it has implemented the Gerbini, that is interdisciplinary group for advanced research on birth outcomes to address the preterm birth, one of the leading causes of neonatal mortality as well as the morbidity in the adulthood. So guys, with the help of this particular initiative of the Gerbini, Department of Biotechnology is addressing the problem of the preterm birth, which is the leading causes of neonatal mortality. What is the neonatal mortality? When a child loses his life before celebrating the first birthday, right? So the initiative involves India's largest and South Asia's largest pregnancy cohort study, around 12,000 enrolled. It has generated 1.6 million biospecimens and more than 1 million ultrasound images. Now, the program integrates critical epidemiology, multi-omics biomarkers and artificial intelligence for personal prediction of birth outcomes. Clear everyone? So please tell me in the chat box which is the name of the department which has launched the Gerbini initiative. That is the Department of Biotechnology. So it is basically the interdisciplinary group for advanced research on birth outcomes. That's all. Clear? That is the Gerbini initiative to address the preterm births. Now please tell me how many pregnant women were the part of the cohort study. So these were 12,000 enrolled pregnant women. It has generated over how many biospecimens? 1.6. That is the right answer. Are you guys able to understand it? Are you guys able to understand it from the examination point of view? If yes, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box to this particular question, my dear friends. So I am waiting for a response in the chat box. Okay, so everybody is able to understand. That's really great. Now let's move ahead to the next part, my dear friends. Before that, let's try to answer these questions. So the expert committee on the invasive alien species was being constituted, right? So can anybody tell me what is the name of that organization which has constituted the expert committee on invasive alien species following the directions of the National Green Tribunal? What is the right answer? That is National Biodiversity Authority. Absolutely right. What will be the tenure of the committee? It will be 2 years, right? It will be chaired by Dhananjay, Mr. Dhananjay. Absolutely right. It is constituted under the dash amended in 2023. It is the Biological Diversity Act 2002, under which we are coming up with this particular committee, right? So I can see that yes, everybody of you has given me the right answer in the chat box. Now moving on to the next part. Can anybody tell me on which date we celebrate the International Day of Forest? इंटरनेशनल डे ऑफ फॉरेस्ट हम कब सेलिब्रेट करते हैं? We celebrate it every year on 24th March, right? Or 21 March. So yes, it is every year on 21st March we celebrate this particular day. Absolutely right, not 24th March. What is the theme for 2026? Please tell me what is the theme for 2026? It is the forest and economies. Absolutely right. Now empowering women farmers in agriculture. So the women in the rural areas, agriculture and allied sector are the primary source of the livelihood, with % of the rural women being engaged in these sectors. So my dear friends, these are very, very important initiative. I want all of you to make sure that you are giving me the answer to these questions in the comment section, right? You just need to provide me the answer to these questions in the comment section. This is the homework for all of you. Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? This is the homework for all of you. Okay? I want all of you to give me the answer in the comment section after this session. So Kavya, Harshal, Apurva, Sejagu, Kashish, Pratyush, Material Share, Apurva, everybody. Please make sure you are giving me the answers in the comment section after the end of the session. Now moving ahead to the next news article, internal audit portal for the real-time governance. So guys, Ministry of Rural Development has launched a comprehensive internal audit portal to digitize the central audit processes. So जितने भी central audit processes हैं उनको digitize करने के लिए we have launched a comprehensive internal audit portal. It was developed by National Informatics Center and it will enable real-time monitoring of audit activities across the rural development programs. So across the rural development programs, we want to provide real-time monitoring of the audit activities. Clear, it provides the secretary level access for the direct oversights, enabling evidence-based decision making and reducing the administrative delays. So जितने भी administrative delays होते हैं, direct oversight होती है, so basically उनको reduce करने के लिए we are coming up with the internal audit portal. तो जो real time governance की एक opportunity provide करेगी to the digitized and centralized audit processes. So portal is developed by National Informatics Center and enables the real time monitoring of audit activities across the rural development programs. So it will be having the access for the direct oversight, enabling evidence-based decision making and reducing administrative delays. So there will be a real-time dashboard for this. Role-based access control will be there. Centralized tracking of audit observations will be there. Clear everyone? So what is the name of the ministry which has come up with this initiative? That is the Ministry of Rural Development. And the portal which was developed by the behalf of National Informatics Center. So what exactly it will be? So the portal was developed by the National Informatics Center and it enables the real-time monitoring of audit activities. So can you guys tell me what is the name of the body which has launched this particular portal? That is National Informatics Center. Absolutely right. NIC is the right answer. Clear to everyone? Okay ji. And please tell me the name of the ministry which has come up with this initiative. That is Ministry of Rural Development. That is the right answer. Clear everyone? The portal enables the continuous 365-day monitoring of the compliance and aims to reduce the compliance gap by ensuring timely resolution of audit findings. Clear? Definitely right, Herschel. In the last year we have seen there was a question on the full form of the National Informatics Center. So let me tell you that even these kind of, at that point of time the question even looked like that it was a static question. But now when you will be looking back, you will see that this National Informatics Center is always there in the news articles. And that is why we need to cover it from examination point of view. Clear everyone? So the internal audit portal for the real-time governance, it has been released by Ministry of Rural Development and developed by National Informatics Center. It will provide secretary level access for the direct oversight. It will be enabling continuous 365-day monitoring or compliance, and it will be reducing the compliance gap by ensuring timely resolution of audit findings. That's all. Clear everyone? So now let's try to answer these questions. Internal audit portal for real-time governance. What is the name of the ministry which has launched? Ministry of Rural Development. And what is the organization which has launched this? It is the National Informatics Center which has developed this particular portal. It enables the continuous day monitoring of compliances, that is 365-day monitoring of compliances. That's all. Clear everyone? Let's move on to the next news article. So the government has launched 3 initiatives to strengthen the digital media. So my dear friends, now the 3 initiatives has been launched for the digital media strengthening. So Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has launched 3 initiatives to promote the media, broadcasting and digital sector and support the orange economy. So my dear friends, under this we will be focusing on public broadcasting, enhance accessibility of technology, build an AI skilled workforce in the media and entertainment sector. Now what are these 3 initiatives? One of these 3 initiatives is National AI Skilling Initiative. The National AI Skilling Initiative has been launched along with the partnership with the Google and the YouTube through the Indian Institute of Creative Technologies. And under this initiative, we will be providing training to 15,000 creators, strengthening AI capabilities among these people such as animation, visual effects and gaming. Guys, we have already covered this AI Skilling Initiative in a detailed manner. Right? We covered this initiative when we were covering the month of April, right? National AI Skilling Initiative, which was launched along with the Google and YouTube and the Indian Institute of Creative Technologies. It was having the 15,000 creators will be provided the training across the animation, visual effects, right? Then there is a My Waves platform was introduced as a citizen creator platform on the Waves OTT. And then the government has rolled out advanced economic program guide and inbuilt satellite tuners in the television sets. So the government has rolled out advanced electronic program guide and inbuilt satellite tuners in television sets to improve access to the DD Fresh dish services. Now when it comes to the orange economy, it is about where culture and creativity generates income and employment. So orange economy is that economy where we are, generating the income through the culture and creativity. like cultural industries, creative sciences, heritage based activities are there. So these are the three initiatives. So please tell me one by one what are the three initiatives. National AI Skilling Initiative, then we are having the My Ways platform, and then we are having the Advanced Electronic Program Guide, AEPG. Clear everyone? So you can see here, the Dash launched the three initiatives to promote the media, broadcasting and digital sector, that is the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, and support the orange economy. Clear? What are the three initiatives? One is the National AI Skilling Initiative, launched in collaboration with the Google and YouTube. It provides free training to 15,000 creators. Then we are having which platform? Waves OTT platform. Now what is the name of the economy? Which refers to the economic activities where culture and creative generate income and employment, that is the orange economy. Clear everyone? Moving ahead. Now my dear friends, the Jal Jeevan Mission is again there. Right? So why it is there so many times in the news? So people says always, ki sir, there are so many schemes that we need to cover. Which is the scheme that we need to cover? Are we required to cover all the schemes, or we are required to cover some certain set of schemes? Now guys, I hope. So we always tell you that there are some flagship schemes which are basically catering to the maximum level of people, right? And which is basically catering to the requirements of the very large database of the people. And why this is called flagship? Because it is always there in the news articles. For example, we covered the PM-KISAN scheme. Now you can see Jal Jeevan Mission. How many times this scheme has been there in the news article? So this scheme has been in the news article for so many times. So that is why this is a scheme. Definitely you can expect a question on the Jal Jeevan Mission this year, because it has extended also this year. Right? So the government of India in partnership with the states is implementing Jal Jeevan Mission to provide tap water supply. It was launched in 2019. Now it has been extended to December 2028. Right? Now the Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation has launched Jal Seva Ankalan to ensure regular, adequate and quality rural water supply. My dear friends, I already told you in the Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0 what parts we have basically aimed, कि पानी की सप्लाई आ रही है नहीं आ रही है, एडिक्वेट आ रही है नहीं आ रही है, कितनी आ रही है, क्या हमारे लिए एफिशिएंट है या नहीं है. So basically how much water quality we are getting, is it regular or not, the quality of the water is good or not. So we are covering each and everything. So what exactly this is called? I always tell you that whenever you are giving any mock test, do the analysis. In the analysis what you are doing, you are assessing your performance. That means आप अपनी performance का आंकलन कर रहे हैं. Assessment means आंकलन. Clear? So here we are doing the Jal Seva Ankalan as a part of Jal Jeevan Mission under the Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation. We are doing the Jal Seva Ankalan. Clear everyone? Under this, the Village Water and Sanitation Committee will conduct village level assessments. Data is presented in the Gram Sabha and digitally submitted by Panchayat Secretary on the JJM IMIS dashboard for the Har Ghar Jal villages. Clear everyone? I hope this is clear to everyone. And for that we are also having a integrated management information system portal and the mobile app, which has been developed for Jal Jeevan Mission to enhance transparency, data accuracy and real-time monitoring. Clear to all of you? So Village Water Sanitation Committee, please remember this. Now let's try to answer this question. The Jal Jeevan Mission is strengthened with which initiative? Jal Seva Ankalan. The Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation has launched the Jal Seva Ankalan to ensure regular, adequate and quality water supply. And in which year the Jal Jeevan Mission was launched? It was launched in 2019. And what is the year? What is that particular year to which the Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0 has been extended? 2028. So under the Jal Jeevan Mission, Village Water Seva Committee is going to conduct the village level assessments. Right? So that's all what we have to cover. Now let's move on to the next news article, my dear friends. The next article is the World TB Day 2026, which has been observed with the new TB elimination initiatives. So the World TB Day 2026 was been observed with the new TB elimination initiatives. And on which date we celebrate World TB Day? This is the 24th March 2026 with the theme, yes, we can end TB. So guys, see, you know, the battle, the real battle that we are always having is basically in our mind only. If you believe in yourself, if you say that yes, I will be able to clear the RBI Grade B officer exam, I can be the next RBI Grade B officer, right? Yes, I can. So basically with this attitude you have already, you know, won 50% of the battle. You have won 50% of the battle. Now only 50% is there left, which we basically do with the proper planning, coverage of the articles, coverage of the things, attempting the mock tests, solving the MCQs. Similarly, my dear friends, like we have on the World TB Day, this year we have had this positive mindset that yes, we can end TB, because in order to do this, first of all, we have that self-belief on us. So we celebrate World TB Day every year on 24th March, and this year the theme was yes, we can end TB. And on the occasion of that, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has launched the TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan 100 days campaign to intensify the TB elimination efforts. The TB Mukt Bharat app was launched to support improved case detection and treatment adherence. The TB Urban Ward initiative was also introduced to strengthen the last mile delivery of TB services. So my dear friends, last mile delivery जो है TB services की उनको strengthen करने के लिए TB मुक्त अर्बन वार्ड इनिशिएटिव को इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया. TB भारत ऐप लॉन्च किया गया फॉर सपोर्टिंग द इम्प्रूव्ड केस डिटेक्शन. सो वाई वी आर कमिंग अप विद दिस इनिशिएटिव सो दैट वी कैन एंड TB. TB को एंड कैसे करेंगे? इनिशिएटिव से. TB मुक्त भारत ऐप लॉन्च किया. TB मुक्त अर्बन वार्ड इनिशिएटिव हैज़ बीन लॉन्च. सो दिस विल बी एक्सेलरेटिंग द TB डिटेक्शन, treatment outcomes aligned with the 2026 theme for the TB elimination. India has set an ambitious target to eliminate tuberculosis by 2025 under the National TB Elimination Program. तो National TB Program के अंदर we are already having a ambitious target to eliminate tuberculosis by 2025. The world level target is 2030. We want to achieve it in 2025. That is 5 years ahead. Clear? Let's try to answer these questions. On which date we celebrate the World TB Day? That is 24th March. On what was the theme this year? That is the yes, we can end TB. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has launched the TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan 100 days campaign to intensify TB elimination efforts. Now what is the app? TB Mukt Bharat app was been launched to support improved case detection. Now TB Mukt Ward initiative was introduced to strengthen last mile delivery of TB services. India has set an ambitious target to eliminate tuberculosis by which year? 2025. That is 5 years ahead of the global target of 2030. Clear everyone? Everybody of you is able to answer all these questions from examination point of view. Are you guys getting it? Are you guys getting it? Okay, that's really good. Now let's move on to the next part. The GST rationalization introduced to promote the green transition and sustainability. My dear friends, you all know that last year in the month of September 2025, the GST was rationalized. When it comes to GST, it is a comprehensive destination based indirect tax which is levied on the supply of goods and services in India. Guys, you all know that there are two types of taxes, direct and indirect. Direct is for example that you pay on your salaries, right? And indirect taxes is basically the tax that you basically give on the purchase of some goods and services, right? For example, the GST has been on the supply of the goods and services in the India. So basically earlier we were having the 4 slabs in this tax. Let us first try to understand that. So India was earlier having the 4 slabs, right? That is the 0, 5, 12, 18 and 28. Now what we have done? So we have basically now the new structure, that is a 5, 18 and 40% only. Now 5% is for merit rate, that is essential goods. 18% for standard rate, that is the most goods and services. 40% is for demerited, that is luxury or the sin goods. So now guys, you can see here that earlier we were having the 28% wala slab, it has been removed. The 12% wala slab has been removed. So in a nutshell, 12% slab removed, 28% wala jo slab, it has been merged into the 18% except the sin goods. So sin goods wala part is still there at a 40%, right? But now all other things which were that at 28%, they are now merged into the 18% only. 12% has been removed completely. What are the sin goods? Sin goods are basically those goods which are harmful to individuals or society and therefore are heavily taxed by the government to discourage their consumption. The changes became effective from 22nd September 2025. So this was the rationalization of the GST. When it comes to the rationalization, that means we have made them more simplified in nature. Clear everyone? Are you guys getting the point? So now we have rationalized them. Now let's move ahead into the part. Now what exactly is a part of the rationalization? Let me tell you that we have also taken some steps for the sustainability. And how we have done that? We have accelerated the eco-friendly manufacturing by improving the waste management and the supporting sustainable mobility. So we have improved the waste management and support the sustainable mobility. These measures align with the initiatives such as Viksit Bharat 2047, Lifestyle, Mission Life is there. Then my dear friends, what we have done, that GST on the services provided by common effluent treatment plants has been reduced. On the CATP plants, it has been reduced from 12 to 5%. On the biodegradable gas, it has been reduced from 18% to 5%. तो CATP पे भी 12 से 5 किया, biodegradable gas पे भी 18 से 5 किया. GST on the buses and commercial goods vehicles has been reduced from 18 to 28 to 18%. तो उसको 28 से कम करके 18 किया to promote green mobility and cleaner urban air. So this is something that we have to remember. Clear to all? Are you guys ready to give me the answers in the chat box? Let's start. So the GST on the services provided by CETP, common effluent treatment plants, has been reduced from 12% to what percentage? 5%. Now the GST on the biodegradable bags has been reduced from 18% to 5% to support the alternatives to single-use plastics. Now the GST on the buses and commercial goods vehicles has been reduced from 28% to 18%. Now when it comes to the GST rationalization, my dear friends, what are the new slabs? 5%, 18% and 28%. Is that it the 28%? No, it is the 40%. So in a nutshell, 12% slab has been removed, 28% has been merged into the 18%. Now these changes came effective from which date? 22nd September 2025. That is the right answer. I hope that this is clear to everyone. So getting it? Okay, absolutely great. Now let's move on to the next article. UNESCO World Heritage Sites. My dear friends, UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So World Heritage Sites are basically the sites which have been formally inscribed as World Heritage Properties, because these are being considered to have outstanding universal value to humanity. And in our country, we are having such kind of sites. So how many such sites are there in our country? That is 44 World Heritage Properties in our own country. Clear? While government has sent the following proposals to the World Heritage Center for consideration in the list. So अभी recently हमने कौन से दो नाम भेजे हैं? That is the ancient Buddhist site in the Sarnath and Jinkinjiri Liu Charai Cultural Landscape of 26-27. A very unique name, my dear friends. I am unable to pronounce it properly, but please remember, right? Ancient Buddhist site is there of the Sarnath in 25-26, and then we have Jinkinjiri Liu Charai Cultural Landscape of 26-27. When it comes to the World Heritage Sites, my dear friend, there are different types of World Heritage Sites. For example, it can be cultural, it can be natural, it can be mixed. India is having total 36 cultural, 7 natural and 1 mixed. Clear everyone? Okay, so let's move on to the questions. There are how many World Heritage Sites in India? 44. So recently 2 have been added, the name of the 2 have been given for the consideration this year. What are the names? One is the ancient Buddhist sites of the Sarnath and one is the Jingjiri Liu Chorai cultural site for 26-27. That's all. Clear everyone? We are done with this news article. Are you guys getting the point? Everybody is getting the point. That's really great. Now moving ahead. The Ministry of Ayush and the Department of Biotechnology has announced the clinical study on Ayurveda for TB treatment. For Ayurveda for TB treatment, Ministry of Ayush has signed an MOU with the Department of Biotechnology. And they have conducted a collaborative clinical study titled Clinical Study on Ayurveda as an Adjunct Therapy for Tuberculosis. So the clinical study on the Ayurveda as an adjunct therapy for tuberculosis is the name of the study, which has been conducted on the World Tuberculosis Day. On which date we celebrate World Tuberculosis Day? 24th March. What was the theme this year? Yes, we can end TB. Right? Objective is very simple. We want to generate the scientific evidence on improving nutritional outcomes, accelerating recovery of the life of the TB patients. So this whole program will be led by CCRAS, that is the Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences. Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences in collaboration with the direct Department of Biotechnology. It will evaluate the efficacy, safety and tolerability of an Ayurveda regimen as an adjunct to standard anti-tuberculosis treatment along with the nutritional support. So my dear friends, the initiative supports the patient-centric and innovative approaches in the TB elimination, and that's all from this article. Now again we are moving on the same part, that what was the date on the World Tuberculosis Day? 24th March. The theme is yes, we can end TB. Now why we mark this day? Because in 1882 on this day only Dr. Robert Koch has announced that he had discovered the bacterium which causes the tuberculosis, which opened the way towards diagnosing and curing this disease. Clear? When it comes to the new cases in India, it has dipped by 21% from 2014 to 2024. The mortality has been dropped by 28%. Clear everyone? Are you guys done with this news article? Let's try to answer this question in the chat box. So Ministry of Ayush has signed a partnership with which department for the Ayurveda for TB treatment? That is DBT, Department of Biotechnology. It will be led by Department of Biotechnology. It will be led by Ministry of Ayush in collaboration with the DBT. On which date we celebrate this? This is 24th March. The theme is yes, we can end TB. The date marks the day in 1882 when Dash announced, Dr. Robert Koch, that he had discovered the bacterium that causes TB. Over how many Gram Panchayats have been awarded the TB-free certification, my dear friends? For the year 2024, how many Gram Panchayats? So yes, the right answer to that question was CCRAS, right? So basically more than 15,000, right? Sorry, 46,118 Gram Panchayats have been awarded the TB free certifications. Clear to everyone? Everybody, yes, it was around 46,000. Now my dear friends, the next news article we are already done. We have already covered this news article from examination point of view in the previous articles. So my dear friends, we are done with the half of the PDF. We are done with the half of the PDF, and I believe that all of you must have enjoyed this particular session. मज़ा आया सभी को सेशन में? जल्दी बताएं चैट बॉक्स के अंदर. Have you guys enjoyed the session? Now guys, your next target will be to read the PDF. Please read the PDF. Only 22-23 pages are there. We have covered today. Kindly go through all of them, and after that, tomorrow we will be coming back. We will be covering the remaining part of the session, and then you will be required to solve the MCQs. Now the people who are having the question, ki sir, from where exactly we will be getting the PDFs. So let me tell you guys, you can just type chapters. You can type the chapters, and you can go to the courses, and there you will see the categories. Go to the package. In the package, go to the current affairs package. In the current affairs package, we have provided you the month of March. Go to the month of March, and PDF is already there, right? So kindly read it from there. Okay guys, I hope that this is clear to everyone. Now my dear friends, I am having a surprise for all of you. So the people who have a discussion with me in the last 2 days, they already know about it. And you know what is the surprise is? That for the month of April, my dear friends, for the month of April, as the month of April is really very important from the examination point of view. I am sorry that this pen is not working properly. So just listen to me very carefully. For the month of April 2026, I have worked personally on another important document, and this document covers around 9 to 10 master directions of the RBI notifications, and some 6 to 7 reports, and some more important finance related news articles, right? So we will be uploading that document very soon, like that will be uploaded to your portal, right? In the current affairs chapter of April 2026, we will be uploading that document very soon, like by tomorrow end of the day it will be uploaded, right? So please cover that particular document. It is really very important, because one of the very important articles that we have seen in some other newspapers like Economic Times, Business Standard, so that have also been covered there, along with the reports and the RBI master directions, because you see that in the month of April 2026 we have seen so many master directions, right? So all these master directions which you guys were missing earlier, right, they have been covered in this document that I will be adding to the current affairs chapter of April tomorrow end of the day. Clear to everyone? So I request all of you, if there is any one single person who has not still done with your April month current affairs chapter, so please make sure you are doing it, because another document is coming and it is on its way. Okay, now we will be meeting you tomorrow at 8 a.m. in the morning with your daily 8 a.m. live class. Till then, my dear friends, stay happy, stay healthy. Wish you all